Mics. We're gonna fucking hop in. Hopefully, I set this all right.
Yep.
Woo! All right. Cool. I'm hearing an echo, but that's weird. Okay, so welcome all to episode 17 of Lost Legacy, The Aftermath, Part 2. I know we spent 2 weeks, watching Magdalene grow and destroy a carnival and meet some...
I did not destroy it.
Awesome people along the way. Mr. Papadopoulos, our Eric Ganassi friend, and our Satyr love connection, making sure that his friends got together. But we're going back to the main campaign. So
Wait, that needs to be a band name. I'm sorry. The Satyr Love Connection.
That is also his character's band. You just never asked. How inconsiderate.
Perfect.
So,
I thought it was like a Fae love show. Like The Bachelor, but it's just the Fae connection.
Nice.
Satyr Fae connection.
Nice. All right.
I love it.
So, I guess I need to do the spiel that I don't have anymore. So, welcome to our live play D&D game. I'm going to introduce you to our players, and they're going to tell you who they're playing and any cool projects they're going on. And this time I'm going to change things up, and I'm going to go in the order of how they appear on the stream. So, why don't we start off with Chris?
Oh, I was not prepared. Oh, I don't have anything prepared. No. Hi, I'm Chris. I am playing the wonderful changeling rogue Finn, currently in his gnome sleeve, as I like to call it. Corfin Toggle Pitch. And as far as projects go, I am still running my 2 D&D campaigns, Tyranny of Dragons on Wednesdays, and It's a Wild Mount on Thursdays. And on Wednesdays, Tyranny of Dragons, I have Jean and Julia, who are in my campaign, and we have the occasional guest star of Rennie. And so we're coming back after a week vacation. So this week, starting tomorrow, we're going to be back doing our D&D stuff. And that's pretty much it.
All right, my brother Rennie.
Hello. My name is Rennie, and I play Disbin Tinderfoot, aka Dizzy. And I'm a goblin paladin. Who's still figuring out what being a paladin means. I'm excited to get back to main story, and I'm involved in all things unconventional heroes. And occasionally I get to pop on other people's streams and have a good time. That's it for me.
All right. Continuing along those lines, Julia.
Hello, everyone. I'm Julia, and I play Mag Silvercrown, Eladrin Ranger, and projects going on. I don't know. I'm writing a whole bunch of stuff right now. That's pretty much it. And like Chris said, playing over on Players and Creators on Wednesdays with Gene, sometimes Rennie, and Norm is really cool, and I know him from LARP, and that's it. So
don't lie to everyone. How dare you lie to people?
I'm not lying.
Anyway, I guess last but not least, Norm.
Hey everyone, I'm Norm. I'm playing Kellen, your most favorite gnome artificer, also known as Kaboom. So I'm hopefully it'll bring some Kaboom now that we're developing and getting a little more experienced and have access to some more cool stuff. So I'm glad to be here.
Absolutely. All nice. Gotta steal your effects. I said that last stream. I'll say it again. Don't worry, I have a stream deck now. I have no idea how to use it, but I have one. So you all.
Oh, you and I are gonna have.
We're gonna have a conversation. It's gonna take a while because I'm a big thicky bobo, so my brain don't work always. Okay, but people have already done it, but you can use your channel points. There are little potions on the side, which allow you to cash in to buy DM inspiration, which is very expensive, and I'll use it against them, or maybe for them, depending. Or the more common one is group inspiration, or player inspiration, which you can choose a player/character, or you can just say group, and then the group can decide who uses it, which is, I always think, is a little bit more fun, because D&D is a group game. Besides that, I don't really have any other crazy announcements, but I guess why don't we get into a little bit of a recap? Been a little while since we went on Mag's Growth Quest, but last we left off, our heroes, I'm not going to do the full big thing, but after defeating a great evil, lifting the fog of memory from the town, they've come back to a little bit of chaos. The first thing along the way, they stopped and visited, I believe, they checked out the Disbin farm, and it was a little bit abandoned, and that was kind of weird.
Nartleby, not the Disbin farm.
The Nartleby farm, which is a bunch of goblins that were his biological family, but maybe not his chosen. We found Kellen's father and Pekkarin's father and mother. Apparently their mother's a badass, and their fathers will blow up the world for his children. And hide the bodies along the way. After doing all that, you pass by Bait, who was kind of like smashing all of his things, glowing red eyes, and Disbin detected that he had a fiendish traits from his divine sense, which is a weird sense that has started developing in him after the fire. And now, after all of that, you saw smoke in the distance, and you began kind of exploring. You were accosted by an imp who claims he didn't threaten you, but you guys refuted that. There was a minor argument. Eventually, you went to the imp's master, who was Sorrow, the town healer, witch, herbalist. Now you also know warlock, and somewhat of a demonologist / celestial master. You found out a secret that apparently she gave Kellen some magic and shit that he shouldn't have, and that is dangerous for him. She gave you some potions along the way, and then you told her about Bait, and she invisibly left and decided to go check out that situation, because demons are her specialty. So, you then decided to visit the orphanage first, as that was a top priority. You went to the orphanage. As you were passing by the Watcher's Tower, which is Shrudgers, the town sheriff, a hobgoblin who has like 3 bugbear lackeys who are kind of town bullies and just bad news. And the town was a little bit in like a slight riotous mood, but not quite ready to rip down the stones, as you guys determined that there wasn't a lot of leadership now that Bella Smithers is missing. And the town is a little bit in chaos now that everyone has their memories back. Before the escalation of the crowd happened, Father Hastings came out of the orphanage and kind of shooed everyone away to go back to their homes, and that in the morning, when everyone has a clear head, you would talk about it. You guys then went to Father Hastings, you went to the orphanage, you talked with them, you found out some information, you spoke with Father Hastings, giving him some information, and you also found that there was a cultist spy amongst them. Thanks to Mag and Finn's perception and insight, they determined that this dude was a liar and also trying to find stuff out, and was likely trying to run away to get to other cultists. He was stopped, and then Father Hastings kind of held him in place after he attacked him, but he sent you along your way because he realized that you guys were like, we'll take care of this, wink, murder, and Father Hastings did not seem on board with just murdering this kid. But after that, you with a little bit of trepidation, you went back to the Tenderfoots, worried that, Disbin didn't know if, what happened between them was real or not. But to his surprise, or even maybe joy and love, they were exactly as they were before, and a little bit of normalcy returned to the group. After that, a lovely supper, and them starting to try to help equip you out and make sure that you guys are ready for your journey in the next coming week or so. You moved on. You headed to the Blaze Weavers, Finn's home or Dimitri's home, and you found out that they were not from here. They're from a different continent. They're from they wouldn't really talk about it, but you kind of get the idea that they were running away from it and they didn't want to be there, and that you heard that some sort of magical experiment made them barren, so that they couldn't have kids, and that they saw Dimitri as a son they couldn't have, and they apparently had a special outfit that has been passed down through their bloodline of tailoring called Shift Weave, which seem to have matched Finn, Corfin, all of the different Dimitri, anything. It seems like it has an outfit just for what you need. And you all were then given as well winter clothing, and Mag knows that in the morning she will be fitted for a dress or a gown, depending on what she goes for. But they seem, when she asked about money, they seem to have just keep talking around it, saying come in the morning, and never actually gave you a price. And last but not least, as the night is, coming to dark, you see the tavern. Lights open, sounds you haven't heard in a while. Because the tavern in this sleepy town used to be, food for people who worked hard or those who didn't cook. But it seems like a lot of people are drinking and celebrating or remembering. But this is the most bustling you have seen the tavern, the Swallowtail Inn, I believe, or the Faded Swallow Inn, and that is where we left last game. And Mag was writing a letter as well, which she needs to deliver.
Yes, I do need to do that, don't I?
I remembered. So, yeah, the night is yours again. You ate supper probably around like 3 to 6, given a few hours of eating, digesting. So and remember, like the way the Blaze Weavers were going to bed because they're old, so it's like 7 or 8 at night. You guys are pretty tired because it's been a day. So yeah, where would we like to go next? What would we like to do?
Well, I could always use like a drink, like anytime. We go to the old swallowing tavern, and do that.
Oh, and just
I'm good for whatever. I've got these nice new threads.
Just to give you all a heads up,
Yeah, very nice.
there's 3 player inspiration and 1 DM inspiration.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, the tavern's like the most busy it's been since like it's not a holiday, but I mean, I don't think we can rely on what we used to know about this place anymore.
That's fair.
All right.
Uh,
As music is being played, not well, but there's definitely someone playing music. As you enter the tavern, you're hit by lights, the smell. There's a bunch of more of the common folk who are not named per se, but you know them. But the people of interest that kind of get your eye, you see Miev, the half-orc lumberjack who hired you to help get wood. She's sitting, just like she has a drink in one hand and just arm wrestles one dude. He like crumples to the floor. She takes a shot. Next person lines up, hands her a shot. She goes, pounds the shot again. And you see there's like 15 shots piled up as she's going. So she's kind of like holding a little bit of court. And what you guys know of her, she was very quiet. She didn't really like interact with the town. She was like this woodcutter kind of alone by herself. So you kind of see her like personality back, and like she's like, you can tell she's kind of like winning the crowd. And for some of you who are more like martially trained, you can tell it's kind of like almost like a battlefield commandment of like just like her authority just seems to be radiating. Sitting in one of the back booths, a little bit more quiet, you see a dwarf and an elf who you recognize, Fargrim Flamecask, and Lythans here, Grera, who is the person that you destroyed his box full of goods when you were at the marketplace. He was the bread seller and the baker, and Bite put a fucking goblin fully through a box, just like destroyed it. And they're talking and chatting. They don't seem much different, but you see Fargrim, kind of gestures to the innkeeper. I definitely have his name. Preston, and he goes, open another one of the flasks. Open another one of the casks. They need it. And you see another barrel flame cask, be tapped. You see the cook Dench, who is the half orc who works in the tavern. He's playing a piano very shittily. Just like they have like an old out of tune piano. You guys know it's been out of tune your entire lives here, but he's playing it, and it's bad. But it's also like fun. And those are the kind of current residents that are of note. Again, the owner, who's the barback, Preston Flinadale, the half orc cook Dench. Then you have Miev, who's a full orc, and you have the couple of the Fargrim and Licensure, and they're being personable, and people are just kind of drinking and talking. You overhear conversations of people talking about the past and about like missing things and like, oh my god, I can't believe it's been so long. What year is it? I don't even know. Like, because time has flowed, so it's a little bit hard to tell because some of these people have been a long time. So yeah, Preston kind of waves you as you all enter the tavern. He goes, oh, come, friends.
I make my way to the bar.
Yep, I also make my way over.
Hello.
He looks at you like he has no idea who you are, but whatever. He pulls out a bottle and he just pours across a bunch of shot glasses. He goes, all right, we are celebrating. We all remember things, and that's great. And we're all going to do things and be great again, and hopefully it will get me more money because people actually use my rooms. Not weird people, but real regular people.
Mag is kind of looking disapprovingly at the shots, like, do you have any wine, Preston?
Of course I have wine, but you have to take a shot first. It's the entrance.
Oh, fine.
I will instantly down my shot.
I pick mine up and I'm looking still at you, like waiting to take it. I'm like, really?
So,
Drink up.
as you drink it, a warmth kind of spreads in your chest. For the next hour, you have fire resistance or cold resistance. As this is the special flame cask brew, their specialty.
Oh, that's nice.
Can I do the like over the shoulder, like, oh great, and throw it?
Yeah, roll me a d20.
Sure.
I'd like you to roll as low as possible.
Dizzy has never drank, by the way. Whenever we've gone drinking, Dizzy does not drink.
Depending on how well or poorly he does, Finn will absolutely try to go behind his shoulder and open his mouth to drink it.
Okay. So ready?
Awesome.
Just roll me a flat d20 check. This is a luck check, and then we'll see.
It's a 15.
Okay. And Finn, I'll say with your reflexes, you get a little bit on your face, but you get most of it. And and as you kind of like do that, you look behind you and you realize that if you weren't there, that drink would have went all over Miev.
Hey, Preston, that was real tasty, by the way. And I slide the shot glass back towards
Because
them.
you could have just refused. You didn't have to splash it.
No, it's fine.
You made it seem like real important, and I didn't want to be rude.
Oh,
sorry.
Okay. I mean, you're more rude to Master Fargrim because it's his specialty brew than me.
Maybe we don't tell him.
Oh, I think he's looking into the deep blues of Lythansir. He'll be lost for days. You're fine.
Okay, that's good. Hey, what's this situation with Miev? And Dizzy's trying to be subtle, probably not very,
Oh.
but he's like, what's all that?
I mean, you could ask her. She came in here and she's like completely different. It's just strange.
Yeah.
And then she said that she could best any man, woman, or child, no matter their name, creed, or strength. And if you want to try against her, you have to bring her a shot. Or you could win her money, but I have not seen a person win yet.
Well, this child's got something to prove.
Oh, boy.
Give me a shot of whatever she's drinking.
He just pours you another thing from the fridge.
Nice.
Mag is gonna take her shot while watching you. Like, prepare to do this. Like, oh boy.
All right, guys, wish me luck. And I kind of do like a cheers to everyone. Again, I don't drink the shot, but I kind of raise it to everyone. And Gene, I'm gonna head towards Miev. But
Okay.
if they wanna interact with Preston, you know.
I mean, yeah. What would you like
Yeah,
to do?
I will order another shot.
Yeah. Yeah, there's been no money exchange. You don't see money being cheered out. It seems like the Fargrim has opened his brewery supplies for the evening. And everyone give me an insight check.
Insight.
That is a 21.
Ugh. So low. Not you.
13.
You're muted.
10.
Norm, you're muted.
Oh, Norm.
Okay. So, yeah,
A whole three.
you guys kind of look around, but Orphan, you kind of pick up that that Fargrim and Licensure are like keeping an eye on the situation, and that they clearly are doing this to kind of keep people calm and like giving them something to be excited to. So it's just something you kind of note, because like they're talking and you can definitely tell they're like doing that like couple thing, but you can obviously tell like gestures and like quick looks and like, you know, and like when he sees the supplies going low, he'll like round up another cask. So you kind of pick up on that. All right. Anything else?
I'll take that shot and I will make my way over to the piano.
Okay.
And I will see if there are any other instruments around the piano, and I will pick one up depending on what's there.
Roll me a luck check. Give me a d20 and let me know how you do.
Oh yeah, it's a big fat 6.
Okay. You see a lyre missing 2 strings. I think it's a 3-string instrument. You see half of a set of pan flutes. So like it's broken. And that's what is there.
I will pick up that lyre with the 1 string, and I will just kind of nod to the piano player,
Yeah.
and I will immediately begin playing that 1 string as if I literally have never played a lyre before, but I'm enthusiastic about it.
Give me a charisma check, and I imagine you are not skilled in instruments or performance. But if you are, you let me know.
My charisma check is dirty 20, and I am not proficient.
All right.
Nice.
So you begin plucking it, and you know what? Weirdly, it's in tune. And what's a common good tune? I think C is pretty, or like is a solid one. I don't know. But yeah, it's in tune. You begin playing. People like get into it, and Dench goes, all right. And he goes, bah, 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 and he starts actually kind of going along with it as he starts finding the certain keys that are actually in tune on the piano. And he only plays those, and it happens to harmonize with your 1 string. And people start to getting into it. People start clapping. Drinks are being shared. You walk across the piano and people are cheering. Like,
Oh yeah, I'm gone. I'm on the piano. I've taken the top 2 buttons of my shirt and I've unbuttoned them,
Nice.
and I've rolled up my sleeves, and I'm like I'm trying to like do the whole like rock star kind of vibe, but with a 1-string lyre.
yeah, which is nice is that people don't know how bad you actually are because it only has one string, so they assume all mistakes are because of that guitar, because of the lyre. So you guys begin playing, and anyone else do anything before Disbin heads up to Miev?
No, I'm taking my shot and just watching the chaos unfold.
Okay, so
On the bar.
as you Dizzy, you see like let's see, what person? You see just like a big like worker, one of the people who helps like, you know, farm. He kind of like cracks his knuckles, walks up to her, pushes a shot in front of her. He goes, "Oh, you think you are okay? You're very nice, tiny man. Okay, let's do this. Yes, yes." And again, you remember when you spoke to her, she was very gruff. She was very tight wound, like, and she goes, "Oh, okay, tiny man. Maybe I take you home later. Okay, let's do this." And she like puts her hand down. She like clamps up. She like just holds the shot up. She goes, I like you. You're kind of pretty. It's nice. I will drink when I'm done beating you." And he goes, "You're not gonna beat me." And she goes, "Okay. 3, 2, 1, go." And the guy's like, you see his like veins bulge on his arm. His muscle gets tense, and she's like not moving. And she goes, "Oh, okay. You done now? Yes. Okay." And she just like slams into the thing, takes the shot. She goes, "You drink more. We talk later." And this dude like kind of like sulks away. Okay. And you see now there are 20 shots in front of her, and she begins to like swagger a little. She goes, "Oh, little man, look at you."
Hello. Do you remember?
Oh, yes, Johnny. And you see the guy who like just slunk away. Get Barstool. I think Tiny Man wants to do this.
Thank you.
And Johnny brings over a bar stool. "Yes, you helped me. You helped me when I was cutting wood. You bring the wood supply to bait."
Yeah. It's good to see you. I don't know, more yourself.
Yes. I am Miev Broken Axe. Because, and she kind of like with a smirk looks at Fargrim, who doesn't really notice. Goes, "I have broken many dwarven axes," and you just like see she's like covered in scars. He goes, "Each scar is one dwarf I defeated, broke their axe."
That's truly impressive.
But with the time, you know, my grudge and hatred, it fade away. When I was trapped here, you know, I do not hate them so much no more.
That's good. You know, you don't want to hold hate in your heart. That's probably not great.
It is my tribe. We were from the Wormspire mountain range. We would raid down upon the dwarves. A very big blood conflict. Long time ago. And like I said, have you seen her before? She's like a middle-aged orc, which is which is a little bit rarer because, especially if she's claiming to be this warrior and raider. But she's like middle-aged. But again, she does not look like she is slowing down. So, yes,
I'm willing to play the game of strength, I suppose. But I actually have a question. I don't know. Do I have to win to get an answer, or can we just kind of have a conversation?
We can do both. I mean, I just like having fun. He's nice, you know.
All right. Well, my question's about the Nartlebeak clan, or I don't know what they were actually called, but maybe you knew about them, and I don't know. They kind of rushed out of town pretty quickly, and I don't know. I guess I'm just worried.
Okay, yes. Randy, give me a D20 check with advantage. I will use my first GM inspiration.
Sure.
I just don't have D&D Beyond up, and I don't feel like pulling up to roll dice. So you're all now rolling dice for me.
Am I? Oh, this is for you.
Yep.
16 for you
Okay.
with advantage.
She goes, so I don't know much about the Nartleby clan, but, if you want to ask someone about the goblins, I would talk to, the Watcher, others. I think they were with him.
Yeah, he doesn't like me very much.
Well, he might have remembered things differently now. Also, I hear he needs a little bit of a hand. So, who knows?
Hey, well, thank you.
There's a bunch of angry people who kind of want to hang him, so I think if you come in there and show support, he will likely be much more, wanting to talk. But,
Okay.
she, takes the shot you put in front of her. I think we have game to, play. She looks at you and she goes, I can see you very tight frame, but very strong for small one.
Dizzy just shrugs like, I guess. Hey, just quick, and like Dizzy like sets up, puts his
Hey.
arm up. Do I if I win, what do I get?
I don't know what you want.
Oh man, jeez, that's. Whew. I had a question. That's pretty much what
I
I
mean-
wanted.
I don't think you're going to win, but I could be beaten. Who knows?
Well, I don't know. I just find having I don't know what's the right phrase, like the carrot at the end of the stick. It can
How
help
about this?
motivate you.
I tell you story. You get to ask me more stuff about my past. I tell you more detail.
Dizzy seems very pleased by that answer. Yeah. Oh, okay. And Dizzy will kind of roll back his sleeve, and sure enough, Dizzy is fucking jacked. Like, he wears armor and a cloak, and like, he's definitely got a tight goblin frame, but like, when he exposes the muscle, granted he's like 3'9", but like, he's muscular as shit for 3'9".
Okay. For first time, I go easy on you, but not too easy. So she kind of locks up with you.
And Dizzy will do the same.
Give me an athletics check.
Athletics. Okay, here goes.
While I see this going on, I am currently like getting a little like kind of thunderstruck riffs from AC/DC, right? And I'm like, Disbin.
What?
Disbin.
She got a 15.
I got a 24, Gene.
Okay. So you begin pushing her aside, and like she like looks impressed, and she smiles, and her tusks like fully come out, and she goes, "Good." And you watch as this like battle fury in her eyes lights up. The veins on the sides of her neck like begins to bulge. She goes, "Finally, a challenge." And her grip becomes incredibly tight. Give me another athletics check. And now
Sure.
she's raging, so she'll roll with advantage.
Nice. I'm not. Ooh, way not as good.
Yeah, she gets a 30. And she kind of pulls you all the way to the edge, and you can tell that she could have pinned you.
Right, I got a 14, Gene.
Yeah, but you could tell that she could have pinned you. But she chose to kind of leave you at that edge to go, give it everything.
Dizzy starts to sweat a little bit. Wow, you're really, really good at this.
Yes.
Um,
You can make me another athletics check.
trying to think if I have anything that'll help me here.
Is it possible? What I'd like to do is I'd like to kind of like jump down off the table and get close to them and kind of distract her with my playing, like kind of like go backwards and try to lean back and kind of give Dizzy the help action.
I will say this. Remember, you guys do have. So there are 2 group inspirations and 1 Chris inspiration. So you can always use inspiration to give her. She seems hyper focused, like this rage around her, and in fact, it's getting kind of hot, like heat raising around her. There's more. So You can try to get ready.
I will use group inspiration as I see Finn come up and he's singing my praise, and I'm like, ow.
Chris, give me a deception check, and I might re-roll for her.
I'm gonna use my personal inspiration.
Okay.
Oh, that's much better. That's a 19.
Good. She kind of like looks and smirks, and like for a moment her focus shifts. So I'm just gonna re-roll because I rolled with advantage for the first time. So I'm just gonna do a flat roll.
Yeah, I've opened up a third button, and I'm trying to like really like yeah.
Okay, she is a 26.
23.
Okay.
I rolled pretty well too.
Oh man.
You can tell that she is an expert in athletic maneuvers.
Yeah.
Like, cause like you feel your strength feels pretty matched. Like her size gives her a little bit of an advantage.
Sure,
but
sure.
Like muscle for muscle, you feel pretty good. But you can tell that she just knows how to use her weight.
Yeah.
Like she's also very comfortable in her form versus you, who you're young, you're a little bit gangly for your you're growing into your true power. And so you kind of weigh her back to the middle, and with like the tusks fully out, and for a moment, Rennie, there's a lot of heat around you and the table. You see the edges of the table begin to like smolder, and then she pins you. And she goes, good. And as she finishes pinning you, you watch like the like her veins kind of like go less tense, and the room cools. She goes, you're a good challenge. Maybe I give you a story anyway. I like you. You're tiny but fierce. Very much. I like.
Thanks. You you really know what you're doing.
He goes, I give you a little secret. You first person here who actually worth trying for. These. He kind of like looks at all these other people. Pathetic.
Well, you earned your shot, and if you want to tell me more of the Broken Axe people or just yourself, I'm happy to listen.
As she drinks like the 21st shot, she goes, I think I'm done arm wrestling. Me gonna go find a place to sit, and and she just kind of like gets up and just clears a fucking booth table, like moving it, and just like lounges like it's a couch. She goes, it's good, yes. All right, is anyone else you want to talk to? Any things you're striking up? People have seemed to have like calmed down because they were all like into like what was going on in the match, but then that heat kind of started generating, and they all kind of like got weird and backed up. But yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No. You finished your performance here. You're still.
I will wipe the sweat from my glistening chest, and then I will walk back over to the to Dench at the piano, and I'll ask him. Hi. So what? It's the first time I've seen like live music going on here. Like, have you always been able to play? What's going on?
Well, I mean, I don't remember, but then like I just remembered last night or like today. I don't know. I was like, I like the piano, so I want to check it out. But this one's like really bad. Oh, maybe we could get Kellen's dad, the Murnick dad, out here to tune it up. God, it's like so bad. And he goes, bing, as like a fucking hear a string just like, oh yeah, I'm done. He kind of just closes the piano then. He goes, honestly, like, I like cooking. I like using my hands. So I figured, well, then I kind of came out here and I was like, oh yeah, I guess it's my piano. I don't know.
Oh, so this is your piano?
I think so. I mean, me and he kind of like gestures to Preston. We kind of came out to be barbacks, you know, to kind of like start a restaurant thing. And when we got here, I think he purchased this place from Smithers. And we kind of like fixed it up. I'm a little bit handy, so you know, we did a lot of the repairs and stuff. And then I'm also a bit of a cook. Preston's a flirt and like a barback. He's good at selling gossip. Like, you want the best gossip, you talk to him. I'm mostly in the back, but no, I'm from a city, I guess. Kind of like thinks there's a coastline not too far from here. It's called Freeport, and that's where I was raised. And there's a lot of bars and shanties and people to play, you know, random bullshit. And when I was young, it was an easy job, you know, mop the floor, but you could also make a few copper and silver here. You played well enough.
So they're always kind of looking for musicians over there in Freeport?
I wouldn't say that, but being a decent musician won't hurt your chances if you're trying to, like, get into a place.
Good to know.
But
Good
just,
to know.
Don't be a criminal, because you will just get your hand chopped off. Or you'll just be hung on a lamppost.
Well, yeah, that could probably put the damper on a musical performance or career.
There's no crime in Freeport.
Well, I mean, you know, like there's crime everywhere.
Nope.
But
not in Freeport. There's zero crime.
Oh, good to know. Good to know. All right.
Yep.
Well, it was a pleasure playing with you.
Yeah, I mean, you're pretty good for a one-string liar. I mean, that was.
There's supposed to be more strings.
Yeah, it's like 3 or 4. I mean, I'm not really a string player.
Oh, all right. Yeah, like I said, pleasure. Yeah, if you get the piano fixed, then maybe we could play again together.
Oh, all right. I'll go see if. Well, maybe tomorrow. It's a bit late, but I gotta cook. Oh God, there's so many orders, and Preston's just like, "We need more food. They're gonna riot." Because don't joke about that. Don't joke about that. And he kind of gets up and throws a towel over his shoulder and heads to the kitchen to make some bar food.
I will unsuccessfully look for extra strings, like around the piano where I found the lyre.
100%, you do not find any.
Oh, but I'm still like frantically looking. Like, even though I know I won't find them. Like, I'm still looking.
Okay.
While Finn's doing that, I had nothing better to do, so I'm going to go over. I heard him mention getting it repaired, so I have a lot of different tools and things. So I'm going to start popping open the piano and just start using my tinkering tools and fixing anything that obviously looks broken.
Okay. I will say this, Norm. You can make me a tinker tool check, and you have the mending cantrip, correct?
Yes, I do.
So you can make a tinker tool check with advantage, because you can kind of like spruce some magic here and there for parts you may not know.
How do I do that? I forget what I have to roll for that.
So it's going to be, I'll say for you, it's going to be intelligence plus proficiency.
Okay, so my intelligence... So this is my intelligence roll. I rolled a 6. My proficiency is... I guess it's a 3, so it's 9.
With a
no, it says 13, so I get a 13 for that. I guess I have my intelligence bonus.
Yeah. You can roll it. You can roll a second die because you have advantage because you're using magic as well.
Okay. That was much better with an 18 plus my proficiency. It's over a 20.
You fucking crush it. So after like a few minutes, as people are mingling and hanging out, Kellen, you kind of like lift the hood of the piano and you kind of just like get in there and like you see strings snapped, you kind of like bend them and they pop back together and then you begin like tuning. It's not that different than certain instruments other delicate equipment your father has, And after 15 minutes, I think you got it right. But again, you're not a musician, so you have no fucking clue. But
So all I can do is go to the key, start from one, and go.
yep,
Kind of see how that sounds.
It is in tune, and it seems like it's working. And you hear from the back like, huh?
Let's go back to the bar and order another drink and just kind of hang out at the bar.
As you get back to the bar and you order another drink, another shot of this Flamecast brew is put to you, and you notice there's a small pouch on the side.
Okay.
And
kind of palm the pouch with one hand and shoot the shot with the other one.
And Preston goes, I have a few more of the instruments and things that could use some repairs, and your rate's not too much. We could work something out. I mean,
that's a pretty good idea. I just kind of do it for fun. So if you give me anything for the effort,
I just worry that if I were to ask your father, things might explode or fall apart.
Oh well, he's very efficient. I can assure you that he's very efficient in fixing things.
Oh, absolutely. But maybe you have a more delicate hand. Nothing against Mr. Mernick. Just, I don't know. I've heard rumors of that one field you all have that's just like a black crater.
Well, perhaps when I'm a little more experienced, I'll be able to blow things up like good old Dad.
I don't know. Maybe that's not the best aspiration. Never mind. Here's another drink, and he passes you. Yes.
Who was I giving the letter to or who did I think I could give the letter to last time? Because I don't remember.
You don't know. Maybe Preston. Maybe someone trying to leave the town. That.
Yeah.
Archie, if she shows back up, the druidess might be able to send it through an animal.
Okay.
But you're guessing that kind of like, as you're looking around, maybe the bartender Preston might be probably as the town gossip and guy who knows a guy. He might be the person.
So basically I spent the time watching the chaos going on, but also writing the letter because I hadn't had a chance to write it yet. I have supplies to write, so I would have done that. Yeah, and then I'm gonna approach Preston and I'll be like, all right, that wine now. I did my shot of the shot. Please.
Here goes. I have a special bottle from the homeland. Let me get it.
Perfect.
He heads in back and he comes out and he has this crystalline vial or a bottle. Like the interior kind of like has like an empty O. So kind of like the bottle is like flows around it, and it's like twisted with gold filigree.
Oh goodness!
Though it doesn't have like leaf or forest patterns, it seems to have like strange markings all up around it.
Do I recognize these markings?
Make me a history check or Arcana.
That's something I'm proficient in. Oh, I'm not proficient in either of those. Yeah, my history is a 5, so yeah, no.
Okay. Yeah,
I have no idea.
It looks weird, but it's definitely elven in make, but it's not an elven that you recognize.
So yeah, I'm gonna look at it very closely and just be like, "This is beautiful. Yeah. You brought this from home?"
Yes, it's from the homeland.
Mm.
And so he kind of he like twists off a piece, and in like a puff of like magic. As he like touches a piece on it, it like unravels and then uncorks.
I'm delighted.
And he pours you like a flute, and he pours himself one as well.
I will cheers him and Sylvan. They're Elvish, actually, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, the moment you speak Sylvan, he just looks at you like
you are
a crazy person.
Elvish.
But, in Elvish, he responds back, cheers. You can make me a insight check.
Okay.
As he has some strange inflections in his when he says
what? That's a 21 insight.
So when he speaks of the homeland, he definitely speaks with a little bit of disdain. And his accent is definitely High Elven.
Interesting. Okay, I note that.
Yep. And he goes, all right, to the reverie.
To the reverie.
And he cheers to you. And
Clink. Cheers, and I take a sip.
yeah, it is fine elven wine. I would say you've probably never tasted elven wine like this.
Hmm.
And yeah, it's strange. It's like tingles on the tongue, and for a moment you feel like energy kind of like travel through you. It's like kind of like you ingested magic itself. Are you down any spell slot?
Probably. Let me see. I am, in fact.
You will regain 1 first level spell.
Perfect. Well, I feel better. As I sit there enjoying and sipping this wine that I've never had before, I'll sort of like casually sort of like pull out the letter like I kind of thought of as an afterthought. I'm like, oh, by the way, do you now that everything's kind of changing and opening back up, do you have any way of sending letters, do you think? Or do you know anyone who'll be leaving?
I mean, he kind of like looks around. He goes, I imagine that there are going to be many people leaving. You're trying to send a letter? Do you have a destination?
Yes, it needs to reach the Feywild.
All the way to the Feywild. Ugh.
Well, and the more haste, the better. I want to make sure it makes it there safely. I'd be willing to put some coin on it if possible.
Yes. Well, I mean, I don't know if I could get it all the way to Shanalar, but I could probably get it to Felsira.
That would be fine.
All right. Like he kind of starts. You see him kind of like close his eyes, and he starts like rubbing his forehead. I don't. How long is the letter?
Good question. Let me see. I wrote 3 paragraphs of text.
Okay, he goes. Give me a moment.
It's about a page.
And he 1 moment, and he heads in back, and you hear. I will say only you hear this. You hear a whistle. That seems only hearable by those with like elven like hearing. Almost like a dog.
I have one of those in my inventory.
And he comes back, and you see this hawk on his arm, and it has like fey like quality, and like you hear in your head, how may I serve you?
Yes, hello. I was hoping to send a message to Shanalar, if possible. Specifically to the Scarlet Battalion.
I know of the treetop city of Felsira. I have never been to Shanalar, but I can get there. You know someone there.
I do, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah, that's the prime material side of it. That's the Wood Elf city. Shanalar is the twin city in the Feywild.
Right. Sure.
So you realize that like they can get it to someone. You can name like the Scarlet Battalion definitely probably has agents or at least an HQ in Felsira. So he could probably get it.
Okay. Then yes, and I mentioned this place.
All right. This noble bird nods to you. Preston takes the letter, rolls it up, ties it to the leg of this hawk, this like bay hawk, and he kind of puts it on his hand and walks outside, and you hear "Rah!" as something takes off into the night. And then he comes back. All right.
I slided gold across the table. I only have a few pieces of gold, but I slide it over to him anyway.
It disappears
in
a quick rag wipe of a professional bartender. He goes, I've honestly, it's been a while. I've always felt I had that connection, but Haven't been able to see him in a very long time.
See who?
Oh, my friend.
Oh, the hawk?
Yes, Darax.
Darax. Is this something that just changed since getting your memories back?
Oh, yeah, yes. He was gifted to me from my family because of my inadequacies. They decided that I needed certain gifts to make sure that I could participate amongst our people.
Hmm. What do I know what he's talking about? Did he mention this before or no?
Well, you know the high elves, Dathanar, they're all about magic, arcane magic.
Got it. So then he probably isn't magical. Yeah.
You have seen no display of any magic, like besides you heard a whistle in the back. See it.
Right. Right. Well, it's very interesting how things have changed for everyone right now. I'm glad that you can talk to your friend again.
Yes, I am also glad. There's a lot to be done. Seems like this place is in a little bit of chaos.
Yes.
People are going to be moving and going, and so I know I have people I need to get contact with. We all
Well,
do.
if any of them are in the direction of Shalinar towards that way, I'm going to be heading that way probably after leaving here soon.
It's a bit of the other direction.
Unfortunate. Oh, I know something else I could ask you. Did you by any chance, I mean, you hear everything, and this is something that you may or may not have retained. Do you know where Norm would usually spend his time when he wasn't here?
Huh.
Like on the material plane? Material plane, back on the rest of the plane, whatever.
He starts like thinking. I mean, the problem is it's been so long, and not not to say anything less of him, but he was not really on my radar when I moved out this. I was tracking some other things.
Ah. Oh, what sort of other things?
Oh, I heard there were moving abouts of this area, and there were, you know, there was a town out here that was definitely of interest. But I didn't really know much about it, and I mean, I wanted to start my own bar. And me and Dench were together, so we were like, let's check out this village. Everyone needs a bartender.
Of course. It's unfortunate that those of us who have heard of this village and wanted to check it out ended up stuck here, but...
Well, unfortunate for some, fortunate for others. I feel pretty fortunate.
Sure. I mean, yes, you've made out quite well. This is good. Well, thank you for your help, Preston. If you think of anything with Norm, let me know. Let us know.
I mean, depending on when you ask again, we'll see if I have any contact from the outside world.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for me.
All right. Anyone else you guys want to talk to?
I will after hearing like people need food and there might be a riot, I'm gonna kind of offer up to Preston and be like, "Hey, listen, I can cook."
I'll finish my search of strings and seem very disappointed. And I will kind of trudge up to the bar. I go, "Hi, Preston, I got 2 questions for you."
Here, give me 1 sec, because Rennie was talking, and I don't know.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Okay, so
It's okay.
he goes, I mean, you could go check in the back. I mean, Dench is cooking.
Yeah, sure. If you don't mind, I don't want to impose.
I mean, we've opened the stores for the night, so whatever. If you wish to, I'm not here to stop anyone from having fun. If you want to cook, I'm not going to stop you.
All right. I'll go check in with Dench in the kitchen.
Okay. You You head back and you see Dench is like cooking up a storm. He has like 3 or 4 pans going, frying things.
Right. Hey, do you need some help, man?
Yeah. He goes, grab this, grab that. He starts pointing at things. He's like, season that, plate that.
Cool.
And he just like starts like shouting.
Yeah. I kind of toss my cloak on the hook, on a door, and I kind of go too. Gene, I am trained in cook's utensils, and I will give Dench the help that he needs.
All right, make me a check. If you can justify a skill, a stat that goes with that skill. So it's like
if he's go ahead.
If you're like trying to cook for yourself, I think that might be like a wisdom. But I think if you're just trying to like plate and serve, that's probably a dex.
Sure. All right. That's a +5 check for me. That's only going to be an 11.
Okay. There are a bunch of group inspiration, but you don't have to use them.
I'm good. We'll see how an 11 goes.
You begin helping. You're at least relieving some of the pressure where his tables are not piling up, and you begin delivering trays of like hot potatoes, things that are easy to cook and good bar fare out the door. And
hot food coming through.
Yep, he seems very appreciative.
Cool.
For some reason, I can't hear Rennie, but I can hear you, Gene. Any idea what I can do?
Weird. So apparently, Rennie, did you hear that?
Yeah, I did. Here, I'm gonna disconnect and reconnect. Maybe that'll help. I mean,
yeah, that could be.
I'll be right back.
Gonna get weird.
Yeah.
Is that better?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I could hear him the whole time. It's just
I don't know what happened. Yeah.
No, I had the same issue. Like he was frozen on my screen,
right?
And I couldn't hear him before. That's why it looked like I was cutting him off.
Yeah, no, that's
no worries.
Okay, cool. All right, so you begin helping. All right, so back to you, Corfin.
Yeah, Preston. First question. There are 6 empty holes in this layer. I'm gonna assume because they're like perpendicular to the one string. That is, there should be 7 strings, and I only got 1. You got any extra strings behind that bar?
Big no on that.
All right.
Honestly, I didn't understand half of what you said, but I'm just gonna give it a solid no.
All right. Second question. Why is there no crime in Freeport?
Because you get hung if you perform crime there, or killed. Just like if you get caught, like they don't like cut off your hand or anything. They just like hang you.
Is that why you left?
Oh, I'm not from Freeport. I'm from a different city. But if you,
all right.
I mean, I think I'm not sure, but I think Bait is.
Yeah, Bates, I think, indisposed. Maybe I'll check with him later.
And
but
like,
it's good to know.
As like Dizzy kind of goes, why don't you ask the Nartlebees? They're probably from Freeport.
All right, good to know. Good to know. Well, thank you. Yeah, I got to find some strings, but yeah, thanks for the info there, person. Appreciate it.
No problem. That's what I'm here for. Oh, come on, clean that up. And he kind of like, you see someone just like fall over a table, just like too drunk because he's just been serving. Amateurs. And he just kind of starts cleaning a glass. All right. So essentially, the night goes on as long as you want. As you know, the evening kind of starts coming to a close. Fargrim and Lythanseer kind of like gesture for all of you to kind of come over. And they've kind of been like sitting at this table alone. They've had food and drink, but not nearly as much. And he's been definitely providing the casks. He gestures for you to come over.
I go over.
Yeah, I'll go over.
All right. The Fargrim, the dwarf, goes, so I'm guessing that y'all are the ones that made this happen.
Well, yes, yes.
Well, y'all seem the most normal out of like from before to now, so I can only assume that you knew what was coming.
Yes, we might have had a hand in it, yes.
All right. That's not so bad. It's weird. This is definitely weird, and as he's kind of like, saying that, Lythan here goes, "Listen, darling, it's thank you so much. We really appreciate all of the work and efforts you've put forward. Um, honestly, this is very different and nice. I mean, for me, and Julia, you can tell that Lythansir is definitely
Yeah.
a wood elf. He's definitely a wood elf. And he goes, I've just been so long, and just now that I can remember, while I couldn't remember, it was like a fresh start. It was like everything was new and different again. But now I can remember, so it is what it is. But you all did great, and we are thankful for it. You're worried about, people leaving. Know that there are going to still be people here who stay. Myself and my husband, we will be here for as long as he kind of like smirks. Fargrim laughs as he's no longer a young chicken anymore. And Fargrim just kind of like bristles.
I think the Tinderfoots are staying too, so you'll at least have good neighbors.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
that's actually something I kind of wanted to speak to you all about. So I know people are calming down and they're gonna have some hangovers, but I imagine that there's going to be some sort of decisions that have to be made about this town, and because of what you all did, and because of though you may be young, you helped tremendously. It might be good if you maybe helped help us decide on some of the people who might be put in charge, or there might be ideas that you have. I remember you put up on those crimes that were false or whatever, but
Yeah.
I think that with the mayor indisposed, that like you said, the Tinderfoots, they're good folk. There might be an idea of figuring out who might be a good next mayor or something. And
Uh,
yeah.
Dizzy looks like very kind of overwhelmed by this sort of thrust of responsibility. Uh I I get it that we were instrumental in helping everyone kind of wake up to some degree, but I don't think we're staying, and I don't know if it feels right that we decide or help decide who's in charge, because we're not gonna be here.
Uh, no, I'm not. But you are part of the town. I mean, I just know that I'm sure that there are people who could use your help, and I know that some of you are not staying, but it might be helpful if you have any thoughts or ideas that could be contributed toward the coming trials. Remember, this is yes, young man.
Yeah, I got a suggestion. I think that we should evaluate. Yeah, right. I think that's the right word.
Yeah, that's right.
Evaluate who people truly are now, because I think people are changing. Right, back to who they probably were. Maybe they remember who they've been, and maybe that's a better thing. But I think that's going to be the most important thing: is evaluate where people are now, because you don't want people in charge who are probably evil pricks.
Good point.
Yes. Well, speaking of evil pricks, it seems like Miss Lash has left town.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. Mm.
she left all right.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Yeah, she took the big leave. Yeah.
She was a bad influence. She tried to gentrify the area and all of that. She always rubbed me the wrong way. But
She's not going to be rubbing anybody anything anymore.
Bartram goes, ha! She's implying she's dead. He just starts laughing.
Those words didn't leave my lips. Didn't say anything of that nature.
I mean, you did heavily.
And
imply.
Lythans here just goes, how crude. No. But maybe I think when everyone has a clearer head, we can all have I think we're going to try to have a town meeting tomorrow and try to figure out maybe the path of what's going on here.
Lysander?
Yeah, that's a good idea. No,
Go
I was going to say that's a great idea. I could weave my way in between the people in the crowds and have a listen and make sure, and like if anybody's talking about like overthrowing the town or taking over something, and then I could let all of you know, and then we'll go, evil prick, don't put that one in charge.
I was thinking
reasonable.
more if there are people who step up and want to be in charge, we could evaluate them opposed to just going through a crowd. But again, do your thing if that's what you think is best.
No, but there's the element of surprise to going through a crowd. I agree with Thorfinn on this one.
Right. Well, you all have a lovely evening. Myself and Fargrim are going to...
Lysander, have you seen Shredgers at all since things changed?
The Watcher?
Yeah.
Oh, he's in his tower. I think he's fortified it so that people can't attack him. I think he's in. I think he's kind of fortified the jail cells and housing, and he's kind of just there.
That's okay.
Apparently, people turned on him quickly, and so he decided that apparently that tower thing he has also seems to be decently fortified.
I mean, he was kind of a prick.
Yes.
But he's a fair prick.
I agree with that. People weren't really mad at him per se. They were just kind of mad at his deputies. But he seems strangely loyal for some reason, and so he wouldn't turn them over to the mob, and that rubbed everyone the wrong way.
Would you like us to evaluate him?
I don't care what you do. We're going to bed. Yes, honey. And he kind of just grabs Fargrim, and Fargrim was, all right, we're going to bed. All right, do what you want. We're going to bed. We're going to bed. and they kind of saunter off to their home.
Good night.
Good night.
Guys, I don't know if you're up for it, but I was kind of gonna have a conversation with Shredgers. He may remember my goblin family, and listen, not that I want anything to do with them. I'm just kind of worried about what they're gonna do, and I don't know. I feel like maybe a conversation with him isn't the worst thing, especially if he's gonna stick around, if he's fortifying himself in the tower. You know, maybe it's not a bad idea to kind of figure out what he's about.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, by the way, Dizzy, apparently, according to Preston, the Nautlebees are from Freeport.
Okay. I mean, they never talked to me about that. Granted, I don't think they remember that, but okay, I'll keep that in mind. Thanks.
Yeah, it's a crazy place. If you break a law, they hang you.
Jeez, that's harsh.
Yeah, that's what I said. Between him and Dench, they were saying like over at Freeport, there's no crime specifically because of that.
I mean, death is a strong deterrent, I guess, but that's a heck of a wow. That's not a great legal system, but okay.
But yeah, let's go evaluating.
All right, sounds good. Kellen, Mags, you up for this?
Yeah, sure. Sounds good to me.
All right. Good.
Yeah, you guys kind of head out to the tower. It's dark. There's not a lot of sound out here. I will say you do recall, Kellen, that there is a weak wall in the tower from when you guys were planning your escape.
Nice.
And you do see some lights up in the top of the tower, and the front door is closed, obviously. So, what would you like to do?
Is there any like remnants of the crowd of people out there still?
Seems like people were satisfied with drink and some authority figure of Father Hastings. It's also like, since you guys hung out for the night, it's like midnight. Like,
Yeah.
you guys are pretty tired. You drank a bunch. A lot of people drank. Pretty much everyone's like, it's bedtime now. And like, so, and you're kind of in this like low hanging fog, but not that kind of fog. And yeah, you see it has some candlelight flickering. It doesn't seem like it's a lot of movement or like lit, like it's lit for the night, but like, yeah. And yeah.
He'll probably just talk to us.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, do we just like knock and try and have a conversation?
Well, here's the thing. Normally if it was like not midnight, I think I would say, hey, let's just knock on the door and have him talk to us. But I'm guessing he probably doesn't want to talk to most folk, even us. And it's the middle of the night, but we could try. There's also the other way. And Diz kind of like looks towards the wall.
And Corbin, you hear a squeak, 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 and in your head, you hear, I can get in there. There's holes everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, hey, here's a tertiary idea. Let me send Mickey in there, and take a look around, to kind of see what's going on, and then we can make a determination.
He goes,
yeah, sounds good.
He goes, remember that hole you dug for me? I remember where it is.
I pick up Mickey in my hand, and I'm like looking. I'm like, don't hit me, dude. Yeah. None of you can. All of you can see me just talking to Mickey.
Yeah.
So he kind of like circles around toward where the jail cells are. As you've kind of like, since you have your specific cell spot that you've been slowly just kind of like over time made like a small finger-sized hole, but any hole a mouse's head can fit through, it can fit through. And he kind of squeak, squeak, and comes through.
I will go into Mickey's senses.
Kind of, for a moment, your eyes kind of roll back, and you're standing there, and you're in this like really tight, dark spot. Feel yourself squeezing, and first thing you notice is the smell. Like, mice don't really give a shit about smells, but you can identify the smells. It is musky. It smells gamey, and you look inside the cells. You see 3 bugbears locked in. And they're like sleeping and kind of resting. And he kind of like keeps moving forward. You see like Treasure's desk is like just in ruins. Looks like there was a bit of a fight in here. The weapons cache is open, and there's a small candle lit. Kind of like squeaks around, looks around. Doesn't notice any other things. You can make me a perception check, I guess, with his stats of the mouse. Mousey mouse stats.
That's gonna be 14.
Okay. Doesn't see anything down here, but you also know that there's barracks up in the towers. So after a little bit of time, because mice don't move nearly as fast as humans, he kind of climbs these stairs, and you see a small candlelight coming from underneath a door. He scurries his way underneath the head, and you see there's a chair underneath the door on this side, and also there's like a door to a balcony that also has a chair, and sitting, kind of sleeping, like in a sitting position, is Shrudgers with a heavy crossbow. And make me a stealth check for your mouse. I'm going to roll a perception check with this.
That's 18.
I don't need to roll. Okay, great. Roger's kind of like Like, so as Mickey looks, Trudgers is making direct eye contact with him. And then that's when Mickey realizes that Trudgers sleeps with his eyes open.
Okay.
And he just stays there, and he kind of looks like he's staring. And he has this heavy crossbow ready, but the breathing doesn't change. You do see there are some wounds on Trudgers. He is wearing like a set of like a half plate that you've never seen before. It has some sort of like watery designs. But he's just like clutching this heavy crossbow, and it looks like from the angle he's in and like where he's barricaded, he could get either the balcony or the door.
All right, I will, even though I can't hear or see anybody, I will be kind of like very, as quietly as I can, kind of relaying everything that Mickey is seeing to everybody as it's happening. And then I will try to get Mickey out as quietly as possible to not wake him up.
He kind of squeezes out of the door, and within moments, within a few minutes, he is back out the way he came.
All right. And I'll come out of the trance and like, yeah, oh, it looked like some heavy shit's gone down in there. The bugbears are all in the prison. He's all barricaded up in the upstairs tower. It's got a heavy crossbow, so I think he's kind of worried about what's going on, but he looks like he's been in a bit of a tussle.
Huh. Well, if he had to fight his deputies and then imprison them, I'm sure that was a heck of a fight. Yeah, let's. I say we sneak in. Now we know. Because my thought is this: if he's gonna stay, and it seems like he might, if he's imprisoning the bugbears and he's barricading himself, I'm thinking let's sneak in and have a private conversation with him, and then tomorrow, when the meeting goes down and they're having the talk, we can kind of vouch for him if we get the idea that he's on the up and up. And if not, we'll kind of say, hey, listen, we'll walk away, you walk away, whatever.
I think that's fair. I don't know. I really don't know about sneaking in. He looks like he's ready to shoot someone in the minute they come in. I think we gotta give him some kind of like heads up that we're here.
I mean,
so he doesn't shoot us.
You said that he had a door barricaded. I mean, we could kind of sneak into the door and at least be like, hey, we didn't want to make a big scene.
I mean,
I don't know.
Orphan, you do have an ability that allows you to talk to someone if you really want to.
I know. All right, it's gonna get a little freaky.
Why don't we just try to sneak in?
All right, well, yeah, you know what? I could talk to him in his head, and try and make him like open the door for us. So, because here's my thinking. With all of the years I've been dealing with him, if he is somewhat still the same, us breaking in it won't help us, in trying to help him. So maybe if I kind of talk in his head, wake him up and prepare him that like, hey, we're here, we'd like to have a conversation with you, that might be a little better.
I mean, it might freak him out, but you make a good point. I mean, yeah, you're probably right. He's definitely letter of the law as opposed to, intention and stuff. So, all right, I guess. Yeah, go for it.
All right, and so I will use one of my psychic dice to now change who can hear me, and he'll be one of those people.
Okay.
And I will talk to him in his head, and I will specifically say, hello, can you hear me? It's wakey.
And you guys hear a twang as a fucking like bolt pierces the door toward the outside balcony because it's a fucking heavy crossbow. And you hear it. Who's there?
Okay. We're friends. You've actually locked us up before. It's the kids who did all of this stuff about a couple days ago. We'd like to speak to you. We know things have changed. We're not here to hurt you. Or we just want to have a very straightforward conversation with you. Are you available? And could you not shoot us with a heavy crossbow? Because that could probably put a damper on both of our evenings.
You feel frustration more than you hear a response. Roll me a persuasion check. And there are 3 group inspirations.
3 whole inspirations.
Uh-huh.
That's a 19.
Okay. Are you being truthful?
I am.
Okay. Insight check. Okay. So a few moments, a nice solid pause of time goes by,
Did it work, Finn?
I think he's considering it.
and you hear, "All right, be quiet. I'll be right there."
All right, he's coming. He's coming to open the door for us. Yeah.
All right.
A few minutes go by, and very quietly, door opens a crack. All right, come in quick.
Yeah. We'll rush in as quietly as we can.
Scamper in, closes the bar on the door. The bugbears kind of grumble, but they don't seem conscious. Like, they're not sleeping is the answer. But they're definitely not conscious.
Too bad.
And he goes, all right, let's go upstairs. So he takes you into the other room that you didn't see a candle. And it's kind of like you see bunk beds for where the bugbear stayed, and there's like a table, like 4 chairs, and like a small kitchen. And this guy looks really hurt. He looks pretty injured. He is patched up. He definitely has like bandages and stuff. You notice that there's like a greatsword strapped to his back, and he has this like heavy crossbow that he's holding. And he goes, "All right, what the fuck's going on?"
Well, first, let me see to your injuries. You look pretty messed up here. Let me see if I can help you out.
Here, I'm gonna help too.
I'll heal him for 13.
Nice.
He still looks
I
injured.
will also heal him, Gene.
Okay.
I heal him for. Oh, let me roll a d8. I heal him for 8.
Okay. He's looking much better. Like before he was bloodied, now he is not. And he kind of like removes some of these bandages from this armor. He goes, we were hunting those cultists with Norm and Peckerin and Bite. Trying to suss out the weeds of corruption. I was investigating Smithers and all that stuff. And then memories started coming back. And, town kind of turned. And so did my bugbears. They also turned. They don't like a few things. And I figured best way to keep them both safe and me safe was to lock them up so that they get something fair. But besides the point, there's a lot going on. But y'all are alive, so it means you succeeded.
Yup. We're kind of responsible for everyone getting their heads back.
Mm-hmm.
He nods.
Which kind of leads us to a question. Specifically, we're not looking for like personal details or nothing, but what we'd like to know is kind of where your head is at.
Well, I mean, I used to be a captain of a boat, and we were, it doesn't matter, honestly. It's been so long, but we had a boat. We were, some would call us pirates, I would call us privateers. We had a charter and everything, and we heard there were some strange happenings out here in this wooded area. So I took me, a few of them bugbears, and goblin tribe, and we went to investigate. But we encountered some adventurers and travelers, and a bit of a skirmish erupted, and we lost a bunch. They lost a bunch, but with the losses, we were disoriented, and we wandered deeper into this forest, and then fog enwrapped us, and we didn't know much.
You brought the Nartlebees here?
Well,
Well, I don't know if that's their real name, but
yes, they were under my command.
who are they? What are they? What are they about?
Well-
or were about? Or are about?
I mean, the one of them was a booyah or whatever the fuck they call themselves. They're like magic wielding goblins, but they do it weird. They were, they were kind of our cannon fodder. They were our first attackers on the ground. Then, so it was me as the leader, captain, Raiden, and then we got the bugbears. They were my they kept people in line. They also don't take orders well, but they're scary and intimidating, so it kept the goblins in line. And we were trying to investigate. We heard there was like weird magic and shit happening out in this way, so I was sent by a charter to be here, and then I got lost and trapped.
So, the goblins weren't good people. They were bad.
They weren't. Who's to say if they were good or bad? That's, I think, a matter of opinion.
All right. Well, what was your opinion now that you remember having one?
They were Freeport citizens. We had a charter, so they were obviously good, law-abiding citizens.
They're from Freeport too. Okay. Interesting.
We were
All right,
privateers, hence the reason we ain't pirating. And to be fair, the people we encountered are from a rival country, so we have the jurisdiction and writ to be able to attack and hurt them. They may not feel the same way, but law's a law.
All right. Well, sure. That's all in the past, though, right? That's
Yeah.
kind of like what Finn is saying, though. They're gonna sort of restructure the the authority of the town, the positions of power, and I guess we are interested in what your take is there, because some people have asked us to help decide, and you were kind of mean to me and my people, and but I don't know, you were never cruel, and that counts for something.
Well, I mean, I do belong to this charter, and I do need to report back my findings. Problem I have is feel a bit of loyalty to these men, and he kind of like gestured with his head downstairs. They wouldn't be in this mess. Yes, they've been doing bad things, and I've been trying to keep them in line. But again, without my authority, without my ship, without a clear understanding of purpose, it makes it a little bit harder to keep them in line. And then the Nartlebees, let's call them that, they when we got through the fog and kind of forgot everything, they all ran away. They apparently formed that farm. I guess that
They left.
I guess that part of me felt betrayed and could not figure why, and so that may have been a bit of my cruelty, and I apologize.
Izzy looks impressed.
But honestly, I need to get back. I've been gone a while, like a long while. I mean, I could stay here, I guess. I don't know. I'm a bit confused, but right now the problem is I don't know if I can let these town folk butcher these people. Because
well,
they're bad.
There's
I
another
get it, yeah.
there's another option. I don't know what loyalty you still have to your charter. I don't know how important that is to you. It's been years, I'm guessing. So they've probably written you off, or maybe they think you abandoned them. I don't know. I don't know.
I think I'm written off dead. I imagine they found my ship on the shore.
Right. Well, what I'm saying is, Shrudgers, I don't think anyone in town has a problem with you. I think they have a problem with them. And again, I do the same gesture. If you are willing to stay on, because the people are going to need an authority figure. Now that the fog is gone, more and more people are going to come through here, and, well, not everyone is going to be a kind, benevolent soul. We are not staying. I kind of gesture to our group.
Yeah.
We are looking for a friend, and we're going to probably leave within a day, I don't know, a couple days. We could take these bugbears off your hands. We could bring them to, honestly, I don't even know, but we could find another place and kind of do a prisoner transfer or something.
I mean, well, I'll say this. You could bring them to Freeport. That's where they're from. And they are part of the charter.
Yeah, but we don't have any evidence. I mean, listen, beyond your word, and if you want to write something for us, that'd be great, but it's just a bunch of kids or young people saying, hey.
Maybe you should, well, how about this? Maybe escort them out of town, give them a few lickings so they don't come back, let them find their own way, but don't kill them.
I'd be okay with that. I don't know. Anyone else?
Yeah. I think that's probably best, considering when everybody was all kind of mind fogged, they still didn't like them because they were very cruel and mean. That's probably best bet.
I'm gonna also be honest with you. They might try to kill you because you did kill their children. Some of their children are fully dead.
Yeah. Well, we all have things to answer for, them included, and I guess
they might be real
us too.
mad at you. I know that. I don't know if any of them, but I know they at least came close to death. They're real mad about it. They were plotting some nasty vengeance. So my hope would be you could send them on their way, and they will find a new path. But if they were to break out of their bonds and fight you, it would be within your right to defend. I don't think they would do the same for you. But if you could at least guarantee me that they will get out of town, what happens outside of town, I don't think I can ask for much. Fair, man.
I think that's fair.
I kind of nod.
That
sounds good.
I don't justify murder, but I do justify self-defense.
Well, I don't necessarily want to murder them. I mean, listen, if they're going to try to fight me, I'm not going to sit there and take it, but maybe now that they have their memory back and they can go where they want, they'll understand the opportunity that is. If not, I don't know. We'll figure that out when we figure it out.
I think they might be a little bit more willing to be swayed now that they know that they have a purpose. I mean, they might go back to Freeport, they might not. Again, if they stay here, they're dead.
Yeah.
There ain't no way I can protect them long enough. Someone tried to burn my building down.
Right.
Wasn't us.
I know. I saw the guy.
Okay. Well, listen. What I'd like, if you're willing to hear us out, is tomorrow when they do this town meeting. Honestly, Shrudgers, I'd like you to be there. I think that for even the people you had employed, there's people who respect you. And you could be a positive influence in this place.
I do worry a little bit, only because we did have to kill a few townsfolk that were, cultists, and kind of revealed their true colors. So that might be a little, they may have mistaken that for me being cruel, But I was with Norm and Pekarin and Bite, so hopefully that justified it. I mean, I was, like I said, I took your investigation seriously. So, and I did.
Yeah,
honestly-
we can totally speak on your behalf as well, and let folks know they weren't the only cultists in town either. You know, and Norm, at the very least, we could say Norm kind of sanctioned this because this is what needed to be done.
All right. Well, all right. Sounds fair. Thanks for patching me up. I had a few rough days, and kind of like in that moment, he just kind of like hits some clasp on his like plate, and it just like falls off him. All right. Oh, and you notice that like he has some bandages across like ribs and stuff that he kind of like starts unbandaging. Well, I think kind of like his and you see his eyes are like bloodshot because like clearly he's been like half sleeping. He's like, well, I think I'm gonna need to get a good night. All right, I'll let you all out and I'll lock it behind you. But he kind of looks to the as you guys are like heading downstairs. He looks at the bugbears. He goes, had to unfortunately fight some of them off, but ain't none of them dead. They'll recover.
So when can we come back for the prisoners?
Well, I figured when you're leaving, to take them with you.
All right.
I mean, unless we want to have just I don't really want it because I know the results. But if we had a trial, they would probably be found guilty and just be hung, and I don't really want that. So I'm not going to even put that up for
I mean, listen, there's a lot of change happening in there more. I feel like this little bugbear situation can be handled, and no one has to really worry about what happens to them. They have a lot to worry about already.
That's kind of what I was hoping for. So I appreciate you all visiting me. Okay. Chris, make me a deception check with advantage.
That is an 18.
Goes, see you around, Dimitri.
I just kind of narrow my eyes and I go, yeah, all right.
He just looks at you and goes, you know me too well for a stranger.
Yeah, well, I get around.
Interesting. That's all he says. As you guys kind of head out and you hear a kunk of a heavy bar. And then you notice a few minutes later as you guys are kind of like heading to where you're going, the light in the window goes out. All right. It's like 1 a.m. You guys are freaking exhausted.
It's bedtime. Oh, it's bedtime.
Sleep.
All right. So, are you all go separate places? Or are you heading to the Mirnig farm? What's your choice?
On my hammock over at the Mernig farm.
Well, yeah, you have that barn. You have Pekarin's barn house, which is a communal sleeping space now. But you guys can also sleep in places you want to. Like,
Oh, I'm sleeping at home.
Okay.
I'm going to the Tenderfoot house.
Yep.
Yeah, well then I might go back to my little shed too.
okay.
Someone's going home.
I will go with Kaboom to the barn.
All right. So things you notice along the way, which is really mostly for Mag. Mag, the mill is abandoned. Your shack
Interesting.
outside. Well, you knew they were leaving, as that was
Yeah.
one of the things you talked to them about. They were all packed up, and they left in the night. So kind of see this empty like mill, not moving, and your shack is there, untouched, undisturbed.
Yeah, I think I'll take some time to actually pack up my shed, like, because I know I'm leaving, and like, so I'm slowly taking down all the sketches off of the wall that I'd drawn over time, the sketches that Dimitri had given me, or I forget if I painted or sketched, I'll have to look that up. But anyway, so slowly just kind of packing it up, and like a lot of the paintings are of this figure with a hand reaching out but no face, and I pause as I'm like staring at these, like, okay, and then I just kind of roll it back up and put it back in my bag.
Make me a perception check.
Sure.
Dun, dun, dun.
Oh no. Okay. That is a 14 perception.
Okay. As you're kind of like starting to fade off in your hand, you hear
Oh no.
and as you kind of like look up, reaching for your, willow blade in hand, glowing red eyes pierce through the door. And looming over you at your shed, Nate, he goes, "You've been kind to me, girl, so for that you don't die. And if I see you on the sea, spare you."
Oh.
And you just hear as fucking looming figure walks off, seems to be following the river.
Oh, okay. All right. That was a little unsettling. Yeah, I guess I'm gonna get ready for bed again. Lock my door.
As
If I can lock my shed.
as you're about to, you hear, "Don't worry, I was watching your back the whole time," and you see a bat hanging.
Ah!
"I got you. I was here the whole time. I was to protect you."
Oh, fine. Yes, thank you. What happened to your mistress? Where'd she go?
Oh,
she all right?
She's watching in the bushes, just in case.
Okay.
We were just
Okay.
making sure we've been following him. He's been doing stuff.
Okay. Is everything all right? Did he burn anything? Hurt
I
anything?
mean, he burned mostly his own stuff, but
Mm.
he seems real mad. And then he just started walking, I think towards sunset. I don't know. He was walking, I'm guessing toward a coastline or something.
Interesting. Well, I mean, I want to say I hope I don't run into him again, but if I end up in a situation where I might die if he wasn't there, then I'd prefer I did. But yeah, that's I'll have to let my friends know in the morning. Did you have anything else that you wanted to say?
Oh no, I was just letting you know that you were safe.
Oh, okay.
Whole
Well, thank you.
time.
I'm gonna go into my trance now. I'd really prefer if you were outside, but I appreciate you watching.
Oh, I'm gone, and it's just the bat disappears.
Oh. All right.
And then you hear,
Fine.
but you don't see anything.
I again shut my shed door. Lock it this time. Go back into my hammock.
All right. And you all take good rest. I think that is where we are going to take a break.
All
I
right.
really have to
Yay.
use the bathroom.
Nice.
I've been holding it this whole time. All right.
Gene, just a quick point of order. Did I commission armor from my dad? I
yes.
think I did.
Yep.
Okay.
But it's going
In
to
my
take...
head, I
Yep.
was.
There's a suit of half plate being refitted for you. There's a suit of half plate being crafted for Kaboom. Studded leather made for Corfin. And
Right. That's what I thought.
Your war pick is the silver greatsword is being melted down to silver. So we shall. It's about 9:20 now. So let's get back. Let's say 9:35. Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna take a break. We'll be back. All right, we are back. So,
Yay.
you all take your much. To start with this, Kellen, as you rest for the night, you have a strange dream that you've never had before. Leaves begin to flow, wash through, and you're at a river. And a gentleman comes up to you. You can't quite get his features, you can't get his face, and he goes, "Do you know where Magdalene is?"
Can I actually communicate in this dream?
Yeah, you're there, but it's just
Okay.
like everything's a little fuzzy.
Of course. I always have a general idea of where she is, or it's easy to find her. Yes.
Could you point me in the right direction?
I'll kind of
As you
turn and
As you kind of turn and point, your dream continues. Orphan, as you are sleeping, you are hanging out on the tree you normally do as Dimitri over Bates' boat area. And a man who seems to be coated in like the leaves themselves approaches, a wanderer in a large hat. You feel like he's familiar, but you don't know why. Maybe a friend, maybe someone you knew. And he goes, excuse me, young man.
Yes.
Do you know where Mag is? I've been looking for her for a while.
I do. May I ask who you are?
Yes, I guess you could. You can call me Mr. K.
All right. You are friend, family?
Yes, I think she's told you all about me. We go way back.
Has Mag told me about Mr. K?
You know that she's talked about having this like boyfriend or person that she may have left or they left her, but she never really went into details because she didn't have them.
Gotcha. But I get the sense that this is the guy that she was talking about.
As you kind of hone in, you notice his ears are pointed, and now that you're focusing in on your dream, see a green-skinned Eladrin, much similar, not build with he has dark olive green hair, but he does have a streak of silver hair running through it.
Okay. Yes, she has talked about you in a very general sense. I don't think she remembered much because of what's been going on.
I had that feeling, but there she is. Excuse me. And you kind of go back to sleep in your dream. Isbin, you are kind of, you're in a. See, what's a dream that you would have? You're playing with Reggie.
That sounds right.
You're rolling around. Things are, fun. Things are playful. And you see a large wolfhound approach and goes, burr, 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 burr. And Reggie's ear kind of perks up. And, he kind of gets up from you and does the circling dog thing. Not aggressive, but they sniff each other's butts, as dogs do. They know who each other are. And as you're kind of distracted in the moment, you see a taller than you, elven-featured, green-skinned man wearing similar combat leathers like Mag used to wear.
Okay.
Very similar, same garb you kind of remember her in when she kind of arrived in town. And he goes, I see you've met my hound.
Oh, is he yours? He's really cute.
Oh, well, I think who saved two? We found each other. And his hound goes,
I get it.
"Barr, barr," and then Reggie's like, "Barr, barr," and they begin kind of tussling. By chance, do you know where Magdalene is staying? I have a picture of a shack, but I can't quite place it.
Dizzy kind of looks around in his dream. She lives nearby somewhere. I don't know. Mags kind of goes where she pleases. Who are you?
Well, you can call me Kieran, but you know what? You might not. I know who does. And he goes, Reggie, do you know where Magdalene is? And he goes, bow, 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 bow. And he goes, that's what I thought. Bow, 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 bow. He starts speaking
You can
back.
talk to dogs?
They go,
So cool.
bow, 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 bow. And they have a conversation. And as you're kind of looking, that hound fades, and you realize that it's been this guy the whole time. Like in talking and doing this noises. And this is when your dream logic kind of starts catching up. You
Yeah.
go back to sleep. Magdalene.
Talking to dogs.
Oh boy.
There's a rap at your shed's door.
Okay, like, is this in the real world? There's a rap at my door?
You don't know. I mean, it feels real, like most dreams do in the moment.
Am I still in a trance or no?
Yeah, you kind of wake from your reverie humming the last few bars, and it's dark, and there's a light rap at your door.
So expecting that it's gonna be the imp or somebody or one of my friends, I kind of like, rub my eyes from sleep, and I kind of like get up and jump down and go to the door, and I'm starting to be like, we really have to have a better system to communicate, and I'm like in the middle of this sentence when I open the door.
I thought it was shave and a haircut, 2 bits. Oh, I've been looking for you.
Do I obviously recognize him, right? Yep. Okay.
Kieran. He is dressed. His ears are a little bit longer. His eyes a little bit more almond. This like green skinned, wide chested, almost like romance novel-esque looking elf. He has no weapons on him, but he does have a scabbard that is empty. And he is standing there. He looks a little impatient.
Okay, my initial reaction is probably to draw my sword because it's just like, wait a second,
Okay.
and I'm definitely going to take a step back, and I think the only thing I'm going to be just going to be like, you! It's you!
I am me, yes. You're very perceptive. Things
Kieran.
haven't changed.
What are you doing here?
I was looking for my sword.
Your sword.
Well,
This sword.
I mean, technically, and when you give it back, it'll be mine again. He kind of like puts out a hand almost petulantly.
Why would I give it back to you now?
Well, because I'm asking for it.
I don't understand what's going on. Also, I was speaking with the centaurs, and they said that you helped them get out, and there's a whole lot of things going on. And I don't even know who you are, really. And you left me. You left me by the river. I'll have you know.
I did not leave. But I know you are still looking. And you still have to find me, because I'm not here.
Oh.
But I know where you are now. So, maybe when you find me, catch up with me, I'll tell you all about how I did not leave. How I came, and how I was there, and how you ignored me the entire time.
I did not ignore you. There was magic happening. I came here looking for you in the first place.
Mortals are so good at making excuses. But it's fine. I might get over it. My pride was definitely hurt a little bit. But anyway, I have things to do. And you have to find me. And as he says that, he kind of like twirls his finger, and like wind hitting leaves just disappears into rose petals. blown off into the wind, and your trance continues. And you all awake from your long rest.
I gotta learn how to talk to dogs.
I immediately jump down and go to the door and fling open the door as if I'm still expecting him to be there.
Yeah, so when you wake from your reverie and your trance, your door is locked. None of that happened in the physical world that you saw. But you do see outside of your door a single.
I pick it up. Feels real.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna go find my friends.
All right. You all gather for a Tenderfoot breakfast. It
I
is,
burst in. It's fine.
it is too much, and they're also baking and cooking extra, so it's like even more.
Yeah. I'm gonna burst in and be like, I had the strangest thing last night, and there's a rose, and I don't. Hi, good morning.
Hello.
What are you talking about?
Last night's trance, I had a dream. And Kieran showed up in my dream, and it was very strange, and then he appeared, and then there was a rose left on my doorstep, and it was actually here. I'm very confused.
I think I met a guy named Kieran in my... No, I met a dog named Kieran. I don't remember.
Oh.
One of the two.
Green elf, big hat.
He had a hat? Did he have a hat?
Not in your dream.
He didn't have a hat, but green, Eladrin-esque, yes.
Yeah, he was in my dream looking for you.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't tell him where you were, but I asked who he was. He said I should call him Mr. K. And then I kind of recalled, he said that you told me about him. And he kind of looked a little bit like what you said he looked like. And then he goes, oh, never mind. And he just disappeared.
Hmm. I guess
Freaking weird.
Yeah, that is strange.
I think I met a dog named Kieran who talked to Reggie in my dream. I don't know if that's his name, but
That is
I
his
think-
name.
I think that's what happened.
Strange.
Does this happen often? Like meeting people in your dreams and stuff?
Not typically, no. My trance is not, I don't really, it's complicated, but it's not like a normal dream, usually. Like what you have.
I wouldn't exactly say my dreams is normal. But, well, I mean, question. Like, should he show up again, should I evaluate him?
I mean, no, you don't need to do that. It's fine. I just don't know what he wants.
All right, you just tell me if he's dangerous.
Well, I mean, he's definitely dangerous. I mean, but just maybe not in the we need to kill him way. I don't know. I don't know yet. We have to find him in the real world. We need to find him, not in dreams.
I look over at Corfin and Mouth. You should evaluate him.
I look at Mags and then I just kind of wink in your direction, Diz.
I picture though that you mouthed it, but just out loud enough that Mag is just kind of turning to look at you, and then when you're waking up, like, really? I'm right here. Like,
I just stuff a sausage in my mouth.
All right. Yeah. So, you guys are all gathered for breakfast. I imagine you also join them eventually, Helen.
Yeah, I'm there. I go. Yeah, Corfin went back with me, so we would have showed up together at the same time.
Yeah. And then kind of like as this breakfast is wrapping, they go, all right, so we need a little bit of hand. We're bringing this all to town hall because we're having a big town meeting, and we figured if everyone had breakfast, they'd be less sour.
Good call, Mom.
So if you can, and at this time you hear, "Hey guys, I'm here," and you see Peckerin with the wagon. Load up.
Nice.
okay.
Good timing.
And
And I start bringing out
Yep.
trays.
you
Yeah,
fucking-
I'm helping.
You bring out a shitload of baked goods and, proper things, and you guys begin heading into town. Riding on the wagon are the Mernigs, as they Jelly and Faza. And they go, "Hey, what's up, guys?" And the dad's still wearing his fucking power gauntlet. That has not changed. Yeah. And you guys ride into town. As it seems like a lot of people. You notice a few houses look a little emptier than before, and I would say you probably lost about half your town. Just people left in the night. They packed up and went. This wasn't their life, or they just showed up, a few years ago, and what's left is pretty much everyone that except for obviously the bait is gone. So are the centaurs. They are also gone. The Nartlebees left yesterday. Yeah. So everyone's kind of crowded into town hall. You see Father Hastings kind of sitting at the desk that was that main table. Standing next to him is Strudgers, and standing next to them on the other side are the Tenderfoots. And Father Hastings goes, "All right, everyone, calm down. Get your breakfast, get your fill. We have a lot to discuss." And they kind of begin talking, and instead of just like role playing it all out, they start talking about like what to do, what to stay. And it seems like a majority of the people here are staying. Preston and they're gonna the innkeeper and are gonna they're gonna start heading back to the real world, but also bring supplies back because they need stuff to get going. It seems like people are going to be using a lot of contact, but the gist of a lot of what goes down is it seems like the people that are viable candidates to kind of run the town and bring it into order come to Keg Tinderfoot, Father Hastings, let me look, Shredgers, but a lot of people are very opposed to that. Yeah, that seems like those are kind of the three people. And it seems like you also notice that there seems to be a contingent of these gruff humanoids that have animal features and stuff. And it seems like this druid conclave who rarely showed up in town. They have showed up in force. Fights with them, and so is Farshi. And they kind of are they're standing there very quiet. Not kind of mentioning anything, kind of just observing. But it seems like to run the day-to-day activities are kind of those three people have been put up as choices or people who are willing to do it. Sorrow is there, but she doesn't seem to be stepping up to do anything. Fargrim and Lythansier are also there, but again, they are not making any motions. They plan on staying, but they're not hey, we want to be in charge. Keg doesn't want to be in charge either, but it seems like a lot of people respect the Tinderfoots as this staple, and that she runs a tight ship at home, so they seem like they would like someone. And the Mernigs are there as well, and it seems like Asharth wanted to immediately be mayor, but then was immediately shot down by everyone in the room, grumbling about what happened to his farm that blew up that one place.
Amazing.
He's like, "What? I can do it. I have a perfect system. I'll get irrigation, agriculture. we'll be the fucking jewel of the city. And everyone's like, remember that time you did that thing and it blew up? And they're like, oh yes, like one time. They're like, remember that other time you blew that thing up? And he's like, okay, it's like 2 out of 3 maybe. Remember that other time? It's just a list of like him doing a little bit more damage than good. And eventually he's like, and then Ellie Joe Bell is like, it's all right, honey, don't worry. They don't know you're genius. And like, so yeah. If there's anything you guys would like to contribute to this, I'm more than willing to hear or help kind of facilitate.
Out of these decisions.
I will say, well, in the beginning, that Finn definitely is doing what they said they would like to do.
Okay.
Kind of like walking around the crowd, seeing if he's hearing like any talk. Mostly like he's definitely looking for like negative talk, but just generally listening to see what people feel.
Okay, give me an insight check. As you kind of start like looking around, kind of get people's body language.
Yeah, that's an 8.
There are 3 group inspiration if you'd like to use.
Use it.
All right, I'll use it.
Sure.
If that's cool with everybody.
Yes.
Do it.
I just like destroyed our stream, I think.
Wait, I need it. Oh,
That's
no.
better.
We're good. I fixed it.
How'd you destroy it?
I
Never mind.
closed my Discord tab by accident, but we should be good now.
Hold on, I need
Yeah.
a different music for Dimitri sneaking around. All right, here we go.
That is a dirty 20.
Okay. So you hear some people grumbling back, and you kind of get the idea that they used to be bandits. And so they're like, I don't know how much I want to be part of a town. Like, I'm able to take some stuff and go. So you hear them kind of grumbling. A few commoners that you don't recognize. Like, they're not major players in, like, the world of the town. There are some people who are like, they don't really like shredders, and they're like, we should just hang them, and we should take care of those bugbears. But no one seems to be like dissenting of the leadership choices of either Father Hastings or the Tenderfoots. The only grumbling you hear about Father Hastings is they're like, well, but he has an orphanage. Can he run all this and that? Like, they're like worried. And then like the Tenderfoots are like, well, do we want to lose our blacksmith if one of them is going to be, so there's minor grumblings, but it's only more of like kind of people concerned for themselves. And there's a few selfish people that you definitely hear like definitely did not come from good backgrounds and are definitely considering their old life choices, but they haven't made a solid decision yet.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I'll kind of at one point while like everyone's sort of made their case or lack of a case and people are just kind of milling about. I'll kind of like step up to the podium, I don't know, whatever stage, whatever it is, and I'll be like, so I just want to say that I know me and my friends are responsible for everyone kind of, I don't know, getting their heads back, getting their minds back. And as the only goblin left in town, everyone has gone through changes. Everyone has new things to deal with, but Keg Tenderfoot has always been caring and loving, and she accepted me into her home when she didn't have to. And when everyone got their memories back, nothing changed for her. She was the same. She cooks too much and cares too much, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. So I think right now, you need someone who cares too much about this place, because there's plenty of people who don't care, and they left. They hit the road. So maybe going with someone who cares about this place and can at least herald it into a functioning order is maybe what this place needs right now. We're not sticking around so much, so you want someone who wants to be here, and Keg and the Tenderfoots could have done anything they wanted after they got their memories back, and they want to be here. So just keep that in mind. Love you, Mom. And then I
Love you, son.
I kind of
Roll me a persuasion check, please.
sure. Oh, can I use a group inspo?
Sure.
I
Do
rolled a
it.
3. Oh, okay. That 3 turned into a natural 20, Gene, for 24.
People are like, she's pretty great, and yeah, and, like, people start murmuring, and Orphan in the crowd, you definitely, some of those people who were like considering other options were like, you know what? We already have roots here. We have a house. We don't gotta like buy the house anymore. We have they start like looking at some of the weighing the points, and people start definitely seem very swayed toward that. Does anyone else want to add anything?
So after kind of like walking the crowd and hearing this, the Corfin will run, kind of like run up onto the stage and like leap up and it's like, all right, I've got something to say. Anybody? Everybody? All right. Everybody can hear me? All right, good. Yeah. So, some of y'all probably wondering who I am.
You guys hear like, who is that guy? I've never seen him in town. Who is that guy?
And I will, in front of the town, I will transform into Dimitri.
You hear a
Nice.
like just a gasp, and you hear
And obviously use a bonus action for the clothes,
you hear
so
you
they
hear,
change with.
You got it, son. You show them what's what. From the back of the crowd.
And then I will transform back into Corfin. Yeah,
There's a lot of murmuring going on. Like the crowd is starting to murmur.
So for the longest time, you've known me as Dimitri. Y'all can call me Corfin. This is who I am now. Deal with it. But what I've got to say is this: Father Hastings, for the longest time, obviously, has been in charge of the orphanage, which in itself is like running a town of cats. All right. So like, and I don't know if any of you are familiar with cats, but they're very difficult to wrangle. And if you have a town of them and you're in charge and you actually keep them alive and make sure they don't get into trouble, that's amazing in itself. So if you can take care of an orphanage, you can obviously take care of this place. Now, I love me, the Tenderfoots. They're amazing people. But hear me out on this. I believe that we should probably not put everything on the shoulders of one person. Maybe what we need is like a council of like 2 or 3 people who are in charge of certain things, so we're not overburdening one person. And I obviously believe like Father Hastings should be a part of that, and the Tenderfoots, obviously. You definitely need like a tiebreaker, so maybe one other person. But the big thing I want to say is, some of y'all, and you know who you are very shifty, and you're thinking bad thoughts. And some of those thoughts have been out loud, and I've heard them. So we need someone who's tough on crime. And while he is a bit of a prick, Struthers is a fair prick. All right? And I think what we need, he could probably be that third person. Now, it's going to be up to the town, but that's my humble opinion, especially someone that has been jailed by him multiple times.
You hear like,
So-
yeah, I know, he's been caught a lot. People are like murmuring. Okay.
And for those who are not aware, he has also jailed the bugbears because they're not great either. Like some of you shifty fucks in here, you know who you are. And we have agreed, my friends and I, that we are going to be leaving, but when we leave, we will be taking them out of town so they don't cause any more problems. So, with that in mind, keep that all in mind when coming up with what you want to do. But I think, whoever you decide, I think the council way might be the better way to go.
Here.
That's
Okay.
that's just my 2 copper.
You can make a persuasion check or an intimidation check. If you make intimidation, it is with advantage. People are scared.
I was gonna say, can I assist with my loud shouting?
I'm gonna say no on that, but so
Okay.
you can make a persuasion regular or an intimidation with advantage because you did shape change in front of everyone. There is one group inspiration left also.
All right. Because I got the advantage, I'm gonna try intimidation.
Okay. Yeah, you just something scary. You're made of fucking magic. You can shapeshift. That's terrifying.
That is an 18 intimidation.
People are definitely murmuring and like, oh my god, he could be anyone. Who is he? Is this you right now? And like, they start doing a talk. And you hear kind of from the back room a low grumble that kind of starts in like a deep chest and almost comes out as a growl. And you hear, we have been tasked with protecting this land from the cult and arcane threats. You see Bite kind of like wave to everyone, and you see this like crowd of like beast men, and the guy you saw kind of come get her during the trial last time, her uncle. He goes, "This is our sacred duty. We will be making sure that this place is safe, and we will be taking responsibility and vetting those who come. Do not need approval of your council. Do not need the approval of the land. We are just telling you that. You will see us. Any animal you see, any person you see, and you venture off in the woods, it will be us. Know that, everyone here. So you can leave now, fine. We will not stop anyone. But those who wish to return, those who come, all will be vetted to make sure another incursion cannot happen." The crowd kind of goes silent. And with that, they all leave. After Mike's like, "Well, I'll see you guys later," as she has to leave with them. And
Well, they suck.
And yeah, and so the crowd begins murmuring, and they kind of start, talking amongst each other, and Shrudgerers kind of like steps up and goes, "Listen, y'all, I know you don't like me. I know some of you, we had some run-ins, but I was fair. Orphan made a good point, and I did jail the bugbears so that they did not get hurt by you, and that they would not hurt others. You may not like them, but I don't think it's fair for us to judge them due to our circumstances that we currently have. So I think getting them out of town, hopefully they will return somewhere that is fair, and they will not bother us. They can be exiled by whatever our new decision of government is. But I would be willing to serve again as I guess like a Justicar or whatever, or the justice side, or whatever y'all decide." And everyone just kind of like, but after a time, everyone kind of begins talking, and Father Hastings, goes, I think, they made a good point. Peg, I think, knows how to run a family, knows how to keep people together. And that is something that is invaluable. Also, she baked all your food, so you're much happier when she's around. I have always been a spiritual guide, and, it will not change whether I am helping guide this town, being the compass in the right direction or not. people like applaud lightly. And then I did help with the help of these young folk. We uncovered another cultist in the aftermath, and were quick to deal with. And that could be a first example of either Shrudger's justice, of maybe a rehabilitation, or figuring out what to do with that in the future. People talk, and then Keg kind of comes up and goes, well, I'm not saying I want to do it, but Hank can't do it, so someone has to. And Hank's like, I'm not even like up there. Like, he kind of like comes out like, why are you involving me? I just want to be a blacksmith. And she goes, all right, well, I never thought I'd be a mayor, but I guess I will help whatever we decide. And so, kind of like a quick...
What?
Yeah, people begin cheering and walloping, and the decision is made that they will rule as a council, where it will be essentially Keg and Father Hastings are the decisions, and that if they're ever in disagreement, Shudger's will get involved, because he's kind of like the justice. So he only gets involved if there is an issue that requires it. So he is more just kind of like back to his same position of like sheriff enforcing laws, but he doesn't have a lot of authority if it doesn't involve that, because people still don't trust him, but they trust him to do that job. That's so you guys kind of go through the remainder of the week. Yep.
Really quick before we go through the week.
Okay.
After the meeting is done, I will go up to Shruthers and I will point out to him all of the shifty fucks that said that they might steal stuff before they leave, if they decide to leave, just so he can keep an eye on.
He takes a nod and he goes, well, I'll keep an eye, but I ain't gonna act until I see it. And
no, just wanted you to be aware.
So, people begin saying their goodbyes. Sorrow catches up with all of you one of the days. He goes, I'm going to be, while I am a skilled healer with Father Hastings, Dashi, and these druids, I don't think my services are as required anymore. I have things I need to attend to that we've spoken of. So I think I'm going to try to head to, I think I'm going to try to see the High Elves, since they seem to be the most understanding of all magics. And it might be people who are willing to listen. So if you're ever that way, please look me up. I don't know if I'm going to get there soon or later, but I think that will be my end goal. I hope you all the best on your journeys. You are all bright stars and true heroes. Sure that I will hear your stories told for countless generations. Kind of,
Aww.
Makes her way out, along one day.
Yeah, as she leaves. Yeah, thank you. No pressure.
And you just hear, hey, you're the guys who volunteered for it. You said you're going out. And you hear, you see a bat fly behind her.
Don't think she's a witch.
As you got, Dizzy, you kind of spend a little bit more time, doing your thing, and Miev, kind of, you see her. She's kind of like, she's covered. She's not wearing armor. She's wearing like tight clothing that seems functional, with like a great axe on her back. And she goes, I think it is time for Miev to return home, or at least see what's left. It was good.
Oh yeah, I wanted to talk to you. Where's home? You said the Wormspire Mountains?
Yes, the Wormspire Mountains. It is from here. It is to the east directly. If you go to the east, you hit the Verdant Sea, and there's the mountains. Find the spiders. You will maybe find a bunch of orcs. Who knows? I don't know, honestly. It's been like 20 years, so I will have to see how my people are. But who knows? Maybe things are better. Hopefully the dwarves don't attack me, but if they do, I break more axes. It's not so bad. But
Well, I'm sure you'll do fine on your own. You seem like you can handle yourself. I hope we can meet again someday.
well, maybe if you are by Worm Spider Peaks, you find me, or I find you. Who knows?
Okay.
I'm sure there will be people who need to be hurt or protected or not. I don't know. I might just be drinking. Who knows? Maybe dwarves are nicer now and they let me drink in their bar. And then I win lots of drinks through arm wrestling. Who knows? But you're a good little man. You may be tiny physically, but your shadow much bigger.
Okay.
Maybe it not translates, but you get what I mean. It's just like kind of you get, yes.
Dizzy just nods. Mm-hmm.
But if you are Worm Spire and ever have orc problems, you tell them that Miev Broken Axe is your friend. One sec. And she reaches into a pouch and she pulls off a shard of metal. She hands it.
I take it.
You are a blacksmith's son. That is a piece of a broken axe of dwarven make.
Oh.
You show them this. They will. They know. They know.
I'll hold on to this. Thanks.
And she just kind of goes, and just like walks off into the sunset like a cowboy.
That lady's so cool.
Yeah. So, you guys kind of meet back up. You meet back up at the Mernig farm, as that's kind of like base of operation. There's like a little like a small map of the continent. I don't have a map for you, but as a quick description, you guys are kind of in like the northwest tip of the map. There's a forest, and you're circled somewhere in there is Narmor. To the north of that is a coastline where there's a small like peninsula where you see Freeport. Then kind of following along the coastline, it goes to a bay, and sitting over a bluff is Draven Rest, I believe. As you kind of keep going, the continent circles around. You see aspired mountains across the entire thing, north to south, on the eastern side. And there seems to be like a wasteland on the eastern side, and then this area called Khazralia on the southeast tip, separated by the mountain. You see there's a giant crevice in the middle of this mountain range that cuts almost halfway through on the west to east facing. On the northern edge of the crevice is, where the fuck did I put that actually? What it's called? Of course I closed that. Is the High Elf town that I named before that I literally forgot, but I have it. And it's kind of tipped on the edge of there. And beneath this like gash in land heading toward the southern coast is this large expanse known as the Verdant Sea. As you kind of circle around toward the west end, there are more forests, and there seems to be where there's like this ancient forest, and that is the Wood Elf lands. And then as you kind of on the edge of the and like in the center of the continent, there seems to be where the gash ends is this like 5-pointed, like almost pentagon looking like shape, but it looks huge, and it's called Pentecost. And then as you kind of circle around north in kind of more open space, it seems like the land splits from there, where there's a desert, and then there's like green grasslands that are not like overly grown, and there seems to be some sort of human kingdom stretched across. Some of the labeling is wrong or off because clearly it's like they are drawing this from memory. They don't have a physical copy. And Ashhearth goes, all right, so I know you guys, I don't know what we're doing, but I know you guys are talking about trying to find Norm. If he's around. I don't know where he'd be, because apparently we haven't been dealing with the real one. That's a little bit of a mindfuck, but we'll figure it out. So, we should probably go to different areas in the world to try to find where he might be or traces. Kind of looks to you, Mag. He goes, I know you want to head home. So maybe heading toward the Wood Elf lands, and that before you cross over to the Feywild, you could try to, see if anyone's heard anything. He kind of looks to Kellen. Goes, all right, Kellen. So I have an old laboratory in the Verdant Sea. I'm kind of a wanted man, and there are probably bad people there. But if you want to check it out, there might be notes or things to find him. Also, you might be able to improve that thing you made. Your boomstick.
Yes, it's really important to me too. Also finding Norm.
So,
if I had that gauntlet with me, I could probably find everything.
Okay, hold your fucking horses. You gotta build it yourself.
Wait, what are you wanted for, Mr. Murdig?
Wait, what do I want for it?
It was
Yeah.
obviously, probably all a misunderstanding.
Yeah, definitely that. But
He's wanted
Insight
for being.
check?
He's wanted for being a badass.
You can make an insight check.
I think you're a badass,
Oh,
Mr.
fuck
Medic.
yeah, Gene. I rolled a 19. That's 21 insight.
Okay, so when he says he's wanted, he definitely is not wanted by law. He's like, it sounds like he's being hunted by people. Is what you get the reference. So like when he's like, no, it's not that. It's like, no. Like someone wants him.
Right, less of legal. Okay.
Yeah. He goes, well, I kind of told you this before, but there were people who kind of came after us trying to get my experiments. And that's when, like, we did the teleportation and we appeared here. So...
Did you super murder them?
Oh, well, I mean, there was definitely structural damage. But I can't confirm because we disappeared before we saw the results. So as a scientist, I can't confirm or deny if they're dead.
Just because you didn't see it happen, it doesn't mean it didn't.
Yeah, but if I didn't... He turns around. I can't see you. Does that prove you're dead? It turns back around.
I'm right here. What? That's crazy talk.
That's the point. I disappeared.
That makes perfect sense to me, Mr. Medic.
Thank you. Someone who understands the scientific process. Someone.
Okay. Yep.
Anyway,
I'm a dum-dum.
The point is, you might be able to find my laboratory. It might have some notes. It might have stuff on Norm. He probably visited it here or there. Also, watch out, because like I said, there are people who are looking for my experiments. They could also look for yours, but I assume they think I'm dead. So, we all should be good. Anyway, and then as he's about to talk to you, Corfin, your eyes, like something, you feel a sensation in the coin in your pocket. You look down. staring at the. Know why? I have a feeling, and for a moment, it flashes back to your big path. Remember running into two folks that look different, almost monks. Said, you know, if you ever need, look for the Crystal City. And then you remember you pickpocketed that coin. And it kind of fades back. He goes, I don't know where you should go. Dimitri.
Yeah, Finn's fine. Finn's fine.
Corfinitri, okay.
I was thinking, well, at first I'd probably go to Freeport. Try and probably find like a more like up to date map
Well,
of places.
He goes, I was actually gonna suggest Izzy go to Freeport. It's a goblinoid city. It's run in the hierarchy of hobgoblins, bugbears, goblins, some other stuff. But mostly it is a goblinoid nation.
All right. Well, I mean,
okay.
Dizzy, if you don't mind, like I could probably go with you, and I could change. But
Right. You
But
could
I- I'm not going to stay there I'm not going to stay there because I think there's someplace else I got to go, and I will point on the map to that crevice area.
He nods. That might not be bad. There's a bridge that crosses that area. You might be able to meet travelers or people. He kind of like nods. He goes, all right. You all, I think, go out and you try to find Norm. Maybe we come meet back. You guys meet. We'll stay here. We'll hold down the fort. Keep this place safe-ish. And maybe if you find him, you send him back here, and we'll all meet back in a year's time. So you see what you can see. Don't die. Do your best. And kind of as you're kind of standing, and Peckerin's like, I think I'm gonna head to the Wormspire Mountains. I saw some weird flashes of like giant stuff. And I think I gotta go there. Son, I'll miss you. But that sounds right. And Bite kind of goes, yeah, I think I gotta stay. I gotta be with my people, and now that I know what my duties are, since I helped, we all fought the cult, I think I know the best, like, how to deal with it, so I should stay here, help out.
Bite, if you're gonna stay, listen, the land around the cave that we went into was all like, I don't know, the land was like drained, and I don't know about corrupted. It just seemed like they drew the life from it. So I don't know, maybe you and some other druid folk could maybe help rebuild that area. There was some ruins. That could be, I don't know. I mean, maybe there's a Nairmore East and a Nairmore West, and it's not that far from town, but it's far enough that it could kind of be like, I don't know. I'm just spitballing here, but
Sounds like a good idea. I mean, my people, we got a little lost because apparently they forgot their purpose. They knew they had to defend it, but now they know what they're doing again. So they're ready to like fully commit. Apparently, they like Norm like got them to come here. Like they were sent here on purpose, but they were also affected by the fog. So.
Oh, okay. I mean, listen, if you want to kind of base your people, well, they're not you know what I mean? If you want to base out of there, I mean, those ruins are like, I don't know, a couple 100 feet from that cave entrance, so
I think
it's not a bad spot.
All right. She kind of like nods. I think that's good. Yeah. We'll set up here. We'll get things going. Make sure that when we come back, we're ready to do it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, good luck, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Peckerin will give you a hug, Helen, and go, I'm going to miss you, but I know you're my bigger brother, so you'll be able to take care of yourself.
Ellen just hugs him and he's kind of speechless.
And you are heaped on with entirely too much food for your journey. As you guys kind of repair anyone whose armor, all your equipment is given to you, sharpened, ready to go.
Do I get that dress?
Yeah, you meet with the
Sweet,
Brave Weezers. Okay. You can add to your equipment a whatever the like 10 gold outfit the fine clothing is.
Sure.
And they don't charge you for it.
I think it's only fair that we divide all the gold and stuff, and everybody gets their share.
We can do that. We can do that off screen.
Okay.
We don't need to. Yes, but yeah. So you guys kind of divide your goods, and you kind of all together walk off. Your separate ways. For a while you journey together, but there are points where each of you split, go in your way.
Are we taking the bugbears with us out of town?
And that's kind of where I'm getting to. So
okay, I was curious.
So it is a very public thing where you are given these shackled bugbears to go with you. Peckerin is like pulling them because he really like them, but he's just like, so yeah, you guys can make it. Now that you realize the fog is gone, it's like from the center of town, it's like a 10-mile radius into the wood. Like the fog overlapped, but once you get past that point, you see land in the directions. Like there's a whole world ahead of you. So what are you gonna do with these bugbears?
I think we would probably talk about this beforehand, because I can tell that there's going to be different feelings on how they're going to be handled. I think that's something that at least Kellen will want to discuss beforehand.
I'm saying, yeah, what do you guys want to do? You guys can have this discussion. It's not like it's a rush thing. I'm just saying, let's find out what your moral decision is of how to handle these bugbears.
All right, so I've got two things.
Okay.
The first thing is the discussion that we have is, at least from Finn's perspective, is that let's take them to the to the edge of town, like out into the forest. Explain to them that they're going to be they're going to be released and not to come the fuck back. Otherwise, they got to deal with some. They're going to be probably killed on sight.
Yeah.
That would be what Finn says to them. Privately, Finn is going to follow them when they disappear into the forest to make sure that, one, they don't circle back, but two, that they don't follow any of my friends. And if they do, Finn will try to kill them in their sleep.
Okay.
Nice.
All right.
Oh yeah. Listen, I think we should let them go. Everyone kind of got an opportunity to get a new start, and I think they should be afforded it. Listen, trust me, they bullied me for so many years, and I don't like them very much, but if they're not going to be in the town hurting people or causing problems, I mean, I don't know if I feel great about them going somewhere else and causing problems, but this is their decision. They can go somewhere else and they will reap what they sow. You know what I mean? I was going to give each of them 2 gold. They might need to buy food. They might need to buy, I don't know, a shack to stay in, whatever. But I don't want them to starve or anything on the road. That's my thought. Kellen, Mags?
I hate
No,
them.
I agree.
I hate them. I wish they would starve. I don't trust them. I do not want to kill them outright. But if they give us a reason, I will kill them.
Oh,
okay. I agree with my big brother. They're the worst, and they've picked on me a lot.
Trust me, I know. They made me eat worms once and kicked me down a hill, and then dragged me up the hill and kicked me back down. It was not fun.
So instead of the 2 gold, how about this for a change? Instead of 2 gold, we dig up a bunch of worms, we put them in a pouch, and then that's what they get because it's a lot of protein, and that's what they get instead of the money. Because I agree with Kellen, but I also agree with you, Diz. Compromise, yeah.
I mean, okay, sure. Listen, if we unshackle them and they go right for the jugular, well, I'm not gonna sit there and take it anymore. But I don't know. There was a lot of cultists we killed. There was a lot of people we killed, and I don't want to kill them if I don't have to. Um, And as for the money, like I'm not gonna. I don't want to be weird about it, but like this is my money. I can do with it whatever I want. How many bugbears are there, Gene? Just 3?
Yes. It seems
3?
like because like I think one of the sons died. The daughter saved the other one. It seems like the children
Right.
are staying, but the
Oh,
3 bugbear like bully deputy fucking.
Okay. So we're gonna kind of unshackle them, let them know they can go their own way, and tell them that if they come back to Nairmore, it's kill on sight.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Someone make me an intimidation check with advantage.
It won't be me.
I think it should be Dizzy.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So I'll kind of go over with the keys, and I'll show them the keys, and I go, "All right, we're gonna let you go, okay? And you can go and do whatever you want, but you can't go back to Nairmore. You've done too much damage there, and they pretty much want to kill you on sight. And all these people behind me, they don't care whether you live or die. I'm the only person who thinks that maybe you can make something of it, but just know if you attack us and you attack me after I open these shackles, I will tear out your hearts. I'll tear them out, okay? You see these teeth? And I show them my pointy, jagged goblin teeth. I will chew through your chest cavity. And like, there's a moment where that like Dizzy tries to be a person, like the goblin takes over a little bit. I will chew into your chests, and when I'm done, there'll be nothing but holes where your hearts used to be. You get it?
Okay. They Turdirk's like,
I'm behind Dizzy, and I'm agreeing with him, and I'm just doing like the slicing throat motion, and I'm like,
all right.
Mag is like staring at Dizzy, like, what the?
Kellen's loading his gun through the muzzle of all the pellets he's gonna fire at these guys.
Nice.
Gene, it's a dirty 20 intimidation.
Okay, they're beaten. They like probably have like 1 hit point each. They are shackled since they did not really recover. And there was like, oh, all right, I'll do. Okay, we'll go. We're going home. We're just gonna go to Freeport. We'll be better. Bye. Please leave us alone. Just let us go. And you also notice that like the other 2 are kind of like looking behind you.
I will look behind us.
As you kind
Yeah.
of do that slow look, the eye, glowing eyes, dire, different app, just kind of edging the border, coming out, and they're like, "Oh, we're not coming back. Oh no, we're good."
All right. Well, I don't want you to starve. I don't know how far Freeport is from here.
It's close. We'll go. No, we're good. We'll go and bye.
Okay.
Like they clearly don't know that this is, but they're like, we just want to leave.
Yeah. All right. Bye.
Okay, and you unlock them, and they begin walking away, and you notice these eyes in the woods continue following along the wood line as they kind of start heading toward this open land, in a direction that seems toward a shoreline.
Okay. I'll let him go.
All right. So, I think then with here, we're gonna end Oh, you got something to say?
No.
Okay, we're gonna
I'm just-
end.
I do real
Okay.
quick.
Okay.
When we're kind of at that crossroads point, right? Like everyone's gonna go away.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I know we're all going our own way, and we're gonna meet back up in a year at back at home or back, whatever. But I don't know. I get a weird feeling that I might not see all of you again, and if that's the case, I just want you to know that you're the best friends that I ever had. For a long time, I felt like I was alone in the world because my goblin family didn't really care about me. And I was living on my own. But I didn't really have a lot of people, and while the Tenderfoots are definitely my new family, you know, I'm really happy I met you all.
I'm happy I met you.
And you're not going to die. We're going to see you in a year.
Yeah.
Guaranteed.
1
Yeah.
year.
Yeah, and we're gonna be fine. We're gonna come back. We're gonna know something. I mean, hopefully we'll know something. And when we get back together, we'll go find Norm. If we haven't found him within the year, yeah. But we'll be all right. You're the only friends I ever had. So I mean, Blaze Weavers was nice people, but I'll miss all of you.
Miss all
That's
of
for
you.
that's for sure.
You guys
Yep.
spend one last night together camping on the edge of the woods before you make your way. This is us ending the first chapter story. During the interim, when we can all make it, we're gonna continue chapter 2 a year later. And what that means is that all of you have done something throughout this time to find something of Norm's, and also grow a little, your own hero self. We've already done Magdalene's that happened during the year time, and throughout this time, we are gonna have each of you go through that, during times that not every player can make it. So the stories, we're gonna keep them vague when you come back together until your story is fully told. But when we meet again for the full campaign in chapter 2 of this, you will all be 5th level, and you will be, 1 year older, I guess. But yeah, thank you guys so much for, being with me for these 17 episodes,
Yeah.
And
Thanks for running.
Thank you.
Yeah,
audience.
thank you for so much fun, man.
Thank you, audience, for being here with us. But yeah, no, this was awesome, and I got a lot of writing to do. Like I wrote a lot for the beginning part, so now I have to write like so much more. But I'm excited.
Can't wait.
I'm excited.
Can't wait.
So, yeah, no, thank you guys so much. This is awesome, and 2 weeks we'll be doing a thing. It's gonna be Lost Legacy related, but it may be a growth quest because I had a lot of fun running Nags, so I kind of want to run all of your guys too. Because
I don't know if I can top Mr. Papadopoulos, G.
Mr. Papadopoulos was the
I don't know
best.
if I can.
I mean, everyone can try. Everyone can try. Don't worry, Mr. Papadopoulos will return. Much like a Marvel spoiler. Mr. Papadopoulos
Will return.
right.
Yeah.
All right, but
Nice.
why don't we say goodbye so I can switch over to our end scene, and then I can go raid Zero Saru, because that's what I do. I made it a thing.
Okay.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
All right.
everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Thanks
Very
for
much.
watching.
Thank you.
All right. Boop.